Next stop on the 2022 NXL Tour, Dallas, Texas, for the second event of the season, the Lone Star Open.
2022 season is officially underway.
In a drastic expansion since last year's Open events, 16 of the 20 pro teams will be in attendance for this blind layout battle, including the Latin Saints, Level, Aftermath, Impact, Heat, Damage, Infamous, ML Kings, Revo, and X Factor. But all eyes are again on San Diego Dynasty, as they have been on an absolute tear for the past 3 events, running the table at every tournament, undefeated for 21 straight games. Can anyone or any team find a chink in the Dragons' armor? Or will Dynasty make history with their 4th straight win? Tune in and watch it all go down live, April 29th to May 1st, only on gosports.com.
So we had this exact layout set up at Level Up last weekend, so we already know all these shots. I mean, we normally practice on unmirrored layouts like this, so yeah, I mean, I think we got this in the bag. We know exactly what to do.
What's up, I'm Matty Marshall here at gosports.com. We are at the Lone Star Open, second event of the year. It's a minor blind layout. I'm here with Ronnie Dizon. Man, Ronnie, you had a phenomenal first event.
Thank you.
You know, he did get knocked out on Sunday, but still, you guys are going to be one of the favorites here. On a blind layout, experience is so important. Being able to read this field, come out here, come up with the game plan, the strategy, the tactics. I'm going to ask you about that real quick. But,
Sure.
you know, just in general, how's the team feeling right now here for this event?
We're feeling incredible right now. We just had a practice yesterday at Paintball Fit. Everyone's feeling good, you know. Chad's back, he's healthy, yeah, we're ready to rock.
So blind layout and an interesting kind of asymmetrical layout in the sense that there is both a snake and a D-side on both sides of the field mirrored up. So it's going to be really interesting. Your thoughts? We're sitting here in Snake 2.
Oh, yeah.
You've been walking the hell out of this here for a couple hours now.
Oh, yeah, I've been out here for a minute.
What are your thoughts here?
So, you know, the beautiful thing is I play the Doritos and I play the snake, so I could play the snake and the Doritos at the same time. So it's gonna be interesting to see the paintball IQ come out this weekend. The experience from all the players really shine, and I think that's what's going to be the key factor in this.
But yeah, Ronnie Dizon, outstanding at that first event. Houston Heat, he's a former MVP award winner. And if they went deep, it wouldn't have surprised me if Ronnie won that last one. We're looking for big things out of Ronnie Dizon. We're going to come and check in here with Robbie Goldsmith here, talking about crazy stories.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we feel like the 3rd best team in the world right now. But yeah, I mean, I think one of the big challenges is going to be keeping the guys humble, right, and knowing that it's still a pro league and anyone can beat anyone any day. That's the key. And but yeah, I mean, obviously morale is high and we're ready for tomorrow. We're an aggressive team, right, and I think that's going to play huge into this layout, especially with how it's reverse mirrored. So I think aggression is going to win, but also I think that a high paintball IQ is going to be a huge advantage this weekend. So I'm excited to see how it works out.
But you guys have shown that. You played big teams, you beat big teams, you went on, you know, you've been on runs in tournaments. You got to call them a favorite at this point, man. I mean, with how they've been performing the past, say, about a year, it's been miraculous, it's been amazing, and I think a big confidence boost to a lot of up-and-coming teams out here. We'll see how they do here on this blind layout. Going to try to catch Rainey Stanzik if he's out here doing his thing. Yeah, so Rainey Stanzik is back. His back is healed. He will be playing points here. We got Rainey.
What's up?
What's up, man?
I forgot about it.
It's all good. You're doing your work.
I'm excited. New field, new layout, everything. Yeah, this is a new look, a new concept, and it's really the communication. Like, it's hard to see what is even going on. How do you verbalize that under the pressure of being shot at? So that's one of the struggles that we're going to face on this field, is being able to verbalize what we're seeing, what's happening, and how to get that communication across the field.
Highly successful, finals 3 times past year and a half, but that first event was disastrous. You guys didn't make Sunday for the first time in, I think it was about 7 years. So obviously frustrating and disappointing, but where's the mindset on X Factor right now, knowing that you're still a top-level team and you have tons of weapons at your disposal?
You know, it was one event. We had a lot of bodies. We had a lot of uncertainties where guys were playing, what bodies were doing. So we kind of worked those out in practices, and now we kind of have a general blueprint of what we are doing out here now, which I think will lead to more success. I mean, this is how 7-man events were. This is how 10-man events were. So, you know, if you're not used to walking the field and playing the next day, then you're out of your element. But, you know, that could be bad or good, but I think it's going to be advantageous towards the experience here.
Well, it's going to be fun to watch here going down a little outside of Dallas, Texas. I'm Matty Marshall, gosports.com. Lone Star Open, the second event of the NXL season. Can't wait to see what's going to go down here on this blind layout. It's going to be amazing. Don't miss it.
To what would you give each moment in a day if you knew that you only get 4 unique and different days to shine? It is such an arbitrary number, 4, to be sure. But the parameters are set. You know the day of your execution or of your deliverance. This is a trial by combat. It's a day to define you, a day to test you, a day where all the torturous hours of training come together, where it's you, your gun, your preparation, your teammates, and your tenacity on display, dissected by your enemies, with your skill, your will to win, weighed and measured. It is your chance to prove to the world that in this small slice of place and time, that you above all others are to be remembered, to be respected. In the sport of paintball, it will come down to Sunday, the holy day, when you get to earn your place in the game. And in 2021, you get 4 of these. So this is the story of many moments, but of 1 year of what happens on 4 Sundays.
They have to, they know it, right? Smart fucking paintball.
Malice is just saving the day again, and Malice gets a crossfield shot as well.
Guys couldn't make the corner like I was as consistent.
They get Constantine Fedorov back. They have Todd Martinez as the coach. Randy Smith is intent on building a championship team.
I got the chills, and I was like, we're going to win this tournament.
Pressure's all on them because they're number 1 team. We're the 20th place team.
Level undefeated, the number 1 seed in their division.
They have everything to lose, and we have nothing to lose.
No one can touch Dynasty here. That was a complete masterclass.
You go to bed dreaming you get to play Impact on Sunday and send them home. Then you dream you get to play Houston Heat. Who's the other Titan? Dynasty. There's no better feeling than going up against the big Titans.
So I'm Matty Marshall here with Blake Yarber, San Diego Dynasty, potentially on the precipice of making history with 4 wins in a row. 3 in a row as it stands here. And we're at the Lone Star Open. I'm here again with Blake Yarber, an MVP award winner at the World Cup, but then disaster struck. You had an injury to your thumb. How are you feeling right now? Are you back at 100%? Are we going to see you on the field here at this event?
I'm like 98%. You know,
I'll take a Blake Yarber at 98% any day.
I'm pretty happy. You know, as the fans can see, the thumb came out pretty good. You would think it would look like that finger there, but you know, it's pretty good. I lost my gun last weekend once diving out left side, but the finger's doing the job. You know, I can shoot, I can load. I'm back.
Blake Yarber cut his thumb off with an axe, and he heals up like the Wolverine out here, ready to play. I mean, I feel like this just happened an eye blink ago, and now you're ready to take the field here. And again, so now I got to get your thoughts. This will be my last question, but this is history potentially in the making.
Yes.
Dynasty, if they win this event, 4 wins in a row, it's never been done in the modern era. What is the feeling on the team right now, here right before we play this event?
Why can't we? That's the biggest thing, you know. We have all the variables. We've been out practicing. We have the right mindset. We're here to win. So why can't we? There is no doubt. We're coming here to win, and that's scary to play against a team that has that kind of fortitude and drive and mission, you know. So.
And just actually, I lied. I do have one more question for you because we are on this blind
I love
layout.
this. I love
but
this.
you know, so it's kind of a little crazy turn of events here. This layout was just put out today. No one had seen it. No one's able to practice it. And logic would dictate that the advantage should go to experienced teams like San Diego Dynasty. So if I was Dynasty coming into this event, I would want something like this. Yes. Also, it's an uncharacteristic layout. You have a D side and a snake side, both sides of the field. So it's something that we're not used to. Do you feel this does give you guys an advantage?
Absolutely. Coming into a blind layout, it's the team that's going to win this event is the team that comes together the quickest, right? And then they start running on all their cylinders the fastest, and they're going to keep going up, and I feel like we have the right squad right now that we can figure things out quick, make adjustments, and then get on that train.
Can't wait to see it, man. This could be again, history in the making here. Can San Diego Dynasty win 4 events in a row? Well, we're going to find out here at the Lone Star Open. What's up, Matty Marshall here. I'm with Mike Bianca, the coach of the New Orleans Hurricanes here. Brand new pro.
Welcome to the most important day of the tournament, 2022 NXL Lone Star Open. I'm Matty Marshall with Rich Telford here on gosports.com. Thank you guys so much for joining us bright and early. Well, before we get into the pro division to see who's going to make it through the quarterfinals, we are in the semi-pro division right now. It's going to be Arsenal taking on Blast Camp and the Killers taking on the Hurricanes.
Should be fun.
Yeah, it should be a good one, Rich. What do you think about it? Looks like we're going to see Killers versus Hurricanes first. I think this is a good matchup. Both those teams played obviously well enough to get to Sunday. It looked like the Hurricanes took a couple pretty stout losses for them, so scrapped their way through.
Yeah.
Did enough to get here. Killers a little bit more proficient in the prelims. So I think on paper you got to give it to the Killers, but it's all about Sunday is all about that exact performance. What are you going to bring to the table right now? It's about focus, not being overwhelmed by the magnitude of the moment, but both of these teams really want this one here. Actually, I think we're going to see Arsenal and Blast Camp first. So Arsenal will be starting over here on the red side and Blast Camp on the blue side.
Good little battle here, first thing this morning on Sunday.
Yeah, and then how much is it going to slow down, right? If he does slow down,
Yeah,
can you play the patient game?
And that's what we were talking about this morning before we got on, is it going to slow down? Like, this field is definitely conducive to fast, loose paintball. But we did see some points yesterday where you had 3 or 4 guys on each side just kind of sitting outside, containing the pocket, waiting for the other guy to flinch. Nobody was flinching. They were rolling through their went to there with 13 pods, and it got down to like 1 or 2 pods each. And so we've definitely seen some of the points slow down. So we're afraid, concerned, I would say, that today it may slow down a little bit.
Yeah, look, man, we've had it all. It's always fun on Sunday, but some fields do devolve into a little bit of a pillow fight. I don't think this one's going to, but yesterday afternoon we did see a little bit of Sunday paintball with the Sunday implications in the last set with Dynasty, Damage, Aftermath, and Impact. That Impact and Aftermath match finished 3-2. I think we're going to see a little bit of that today probably, but also on this layout we did have an 8-7 match, so very possible. Never know. You never know.
Yeah, a lot of it has to do with whether or not both teams pocket up. If nobody gets shot on the break, the points are going to be slower and longer. If both teams are trying to get outside and get caught.
Well, Blast Camp going to the snake off the break, but it does look like Arsenal was able to get that first kill. Arsenal on a delay, sends a body topside into D3, and then they go right into the snake.
He just doesn't know it yet, Matt.
Well, they're pushing the field now bottom side with Arsenal as he gets into snake 2, wraps around, shooting that inside lane. Looks like another body for Blast Camp is coming off.
Yeah, 3-on-4 advantage here for Arsenal as they get to the bottom 50. Arsenal looking really good this first point, Matt.
Yeah, they are. Nice secondaries here. Nice secondary attack for Arsenal. Again, on the red side, they got the gray and red jerseys.
Yeah, Blast Camp on the top of the screen, Matty, trying to get into the snake on the top side there, but getting cut off by the Arsenal player in that center brick.
Yeah, first point is looking pretty solid here for Arsenal. Blast Camp playing on their heels as forced to, losing too many bodies. They're outside of the insert bunker, top portion of the field. Insert bunker snake side, and then they're in that can. That can gets real small. Looks like the Aztec player is going to get pinched out. Not looking good right now for Blast Camp.
No. Like to see the Arsenal guys get out of that can and the tower in the back there a little bit sooner than that point, Matty. It's a 4-on-2, and those guys are playing D-ball back there. Those bunkers are transitional bunkers. They're there to stay. You play it on the break, you shoot, you stay alive, and you get out of there. Either go forward or go outside to the tape.
Well, it's
definitely become an important part of the conversation from the strategic standpoint and personnel is those second attackers, particularly when you are dealing with the snake portion of the field, to have that second attacker right up next to your first attacker if possible.
Yeah. You want him close enough to be able to support and communicate with that guy, and also close enough to fill that spot if you lose that guy.
Yeah.
Which gives that guy the freedom to do his job, go out there and shoot people, and if you get shot, not worry about losing the point. Not play like he's on an island.
So it does look like you're going to have the Killers and the Hurricanes here. Hurricanes, long-time squad out of the Northeast. Got some upcoming talent on that team. Trent Nidda, got an OG veteran, the Keith DeVitt. Keith played pretty well.
Yeah,
Saw some good points out of Nidda.
I accidentally mispronounced Keith DeVitt's name last night.
Did he give it
one
to you?
time over 12 hours? And oh, hey, Rich, I didn't say my name. 2 Hurricane players taking the walk early.
Look at this Hosky right now. Hosky passive.
Ryan is doing work.
Yeah, so now we've seen Ryan get in this position before and dominate, but also over battle occasionally. I talked to him before this one, so we need 10% tightness out of you, Hosky, and he
Gotta
knew
stay
it.
live there, yeah.
He did come through. He was able to get a couple kills here, and it looks like he stays alive in that chaos. Asked for a check. It looks like the damage is done here in the Killers.
That's a good point, Ryan.
Yeah, great point from Hosky. When he's on, he's unstoppable, man. He's hyper aggressive. They had a little bit of an issue keeping Lembo close to Hosky. You know, we just talked about that, having that too. Lembo was more at the tower, shooting inside, occasionally wrapping around. So like to see Lembo get a little bit closer, and it looked like he did in that one. So good job by the Killers to put the first point on the board, and it was a fast one. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. The Hurricanes, I felt, were more disciplined. They had some punch, obviously enough to get to Sunday. I thought the Killers were a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah.
At least in the limited, we didn't get to see all their prelim matches, just the ones that are on.
Well, it's funny, too, because, you know, obviously I'm Mr. Hypercritical, and Ryan's like, hey, how did I play? And he had so many points where he just flew down the field, but he had the 2 or 3 points where he kind of slow-played it on this side.
Yeah.
I was like, you need to play more aggressively down that snake. And he's like, what? And I was like, no, I saw you did, you know, like out of 10 points, 7 points, you were super aggressive. I'm like, but I need you aggressive on those other 3 points too, you know? And he's like, oh, okay, I get what you mean.
So, see if Velasquez can pick it up here. It's been hearing a lot of good things about that squad.
Ooh, good little start there from the Arsenal bottom player. Good step out before the buzzer went. 5 alive here, Maddie. Arsenal attacking to the snake first on the top side. Again, 5 alive, both squads, guns up. Arsenal with a 1-point advantage. Glasscap now taking the snake on the bottom side of the field. Arsenal to the 50, race to the 50, win the first race to the 50, get to the top side. He's going to put a lot of pressure on the centers. Players for Blastcamp. Gets his first kill on the top. Can for Blastcamp. 4-on-5 advantage now for Arsenal.
Yeah. So, Arsenal trying to protect this little baby lead that they have.
Yeah. Blastcamp with the good fill out to that Dorito corner, but it gets caught, Matt. So 3-on-5 advantage now for Arsenal.
Yeah, Arsenal here does have to deal with Blastcamp's Snake 2 player, who's looking like body language telling me he wants to move up. There he goes. He goes right to the 50. Might have caught one there. Took a little bit of pressure. Referee's going to get in there and give him a little bit of a glimpse. He's shooting that crucial inside lane. You can kind of see it from that angle. We've seen tons of players
that guy
get shot through that angle. Man, he is taking a ton of pressure right now.
He's just waiting to die. His death is imminent for sure.
Yeah, I mean, he's dug in like a tick right now.
Oh, referee's going to pull a penalty on that. He did shoot that guy across the field, Matt. Oh, and the yellow goes to a red.
Yeah, so unfortunate major penalty here assessed. Yeah, major penalty.
I think this has devolved into a 2-on-2, now a 2-on-1, Matt. One player left alive for Blastcamp in the back center there. It's shifted from the bottom side tower to the back center, now back to the tower. Oh, he gets a kill on the right side, Matty. 2-on-1 into a 1-on-1 for this Blastcamp player. Playing really well over here. Digging deep, tough to pull out a 2-on-1 here.
Yeah, very tough. See how they can finish this point off here. Is Blastcamp going to be moving to the 50? And player at the insert bunker for Arsenal, top side of the screen. Again, just trying to protect this lead. Not going to be able to do it, though. Gets blasted in the face.
Pulls the 2-on-1 off. That's got to give them a little bit of a... Sorry, guys. While I was talking way too much, I look over. My friend Matt Marshall has been shot several times with paintballs.
No
it's not a safe. It's not a safe job, guys. He took
I love it when my notes that are kind of crucial get completely covered in spray in point number 2.
Guys, you guys are
Of
so
a
important.
10-hour day.
You guys are so important to Matt Marshall that he took one right in the face for you guys.
Oh, man. I hope this paper still works. It's not looking very good, Rich.
Yeah, you're also going to need a new jacket, shirt, laptop, phone.
It's okay.
I hope this wasn't important.
It's not my first time getting shot, so it's all right. But I do look a little speckled. It's just spray, ref. This is all just spray.
I'm not going out on this. See if Killers can replicate the success of that first point. Thank you, Alan.
Yeah, Alan from Energy Elite looking out. Appreciate it, man. Got a nice, fresh little rag in his
I can't
bag.
believe it's not branded. I can't believe it's not branded.
He did give me some nice Energy Elite shorts.
Hey, I get
that
all
use.
my clothes from Alan. I get my hats, my shirts, my shorts, everything.
I think every ounce of this paintball ended up on my computer.
Oh, is that all one
papers.
paintball?
I don't know.
That's
Maybe
the
it was
biggest
more.
paintball I've ever seen in my life. Arsenal breaking out from the red side of the field. Killers from the top. Killers shoot 1 on the break. 5 on 4, but now lose a guy attacking the top side, so 4 on 4. Hurricanes with a slight advantage, having 1 player up the center of the field in that center brick. Smitty now filling to the top side tower. Clarkson looking inside from the bottom side can. Hurricanes like that corner. They lost a guy on the break there, but secondary out there. Ryan taking the early walk. No Killers taking a walk. 3 on 4 advantage here for the Hurricanes. Hurricanes up the middle, now attacking on the top side of the field and on the bottom as well.
Yeah, so, and here comes a big run through in the center as the Killers launch. Does he get a body? And he looks like he was not able to trade, that's kind of a tough one, man. That body needed to die.
Yeah.
But Hurricanes hanging tight in there, Rich. Past the 50-yard line here onto the Killer side of the field in the center, and now looking to push here to the 50 here on your screen low side.
Yeah, I like the aggression, but you got to know where that guy's is before you release, right? You can't just run down the field and hope he's where he is. Looks like the Hurricanes are going to come back and win this second point in the match, so it's going to be a 1-1 match with 13 minutes left. The Killers just had 0 offense there at that point, Matt.
Yeah.
Sorry, Matt is still cleaning himself and his accoutrement.
I've never seen this much paint. It's got to be 2 balls. Sorry, guys. I need this
again,
computer.
Matt takes 2 balls to the face for you guys. That's how much you guys mean to him.
Well, Hurricanes here on board. It's a good little comeback point for them. A lot of paintball to be played in this semifinal matchup.
Yeah, and both of those points were basically 1 on the breakout, right? The first point, the Killers shoot 2 on the break, easily win the point through offensive on this bottom side. Second point, Killers lose 2 on the break. Arsenal easily pushes to the bottom side with the offense.
Yeah. This field is, you know what, it's not 100% about offense because
it's not rocket science.
Well, but we've seen some defensive plays work out a little bit. It's just, I feel that's a little bit lower percentage.
It's almost like an offensive defensive though, right?
Yeah.
Like you go
Take
up
some
and
ground.
come back, set the trap, make it look like you're playing offensive when you're really playing defensive, zoning up, waiting for that guy to come.
Yeah.
Or a good combination of offense defense when you have the one guy attacking on the snake and the second guy blocking from the wing, right?
Mm-hmm. Ideally, you would like to get a guy in a snake too, the wedge, and then maybe do a 2 or D3, then play defense.
Yep.
If you want to,
Yeah,
if you have a 2-3 point lead,
Yeah.
that's the bet. Those are some good places to burn 2-3 minutes off the
Get
clock.
to all the best spots on the field and then play defense. Arsenal losing their first attacker on the bottom side. Tried to attack in the snake, caught one right in the face. Glass camp moving up the center of the field. Thanks, Matt. First time I've ever seen Matt clean anything in my life. This is an amazing experience for me. Out of the corner. David, who got out there. Hey, B-Rad brought us some rags. Thanks, B-Rad.
Yeah, so 11 minutes and 4 seconds to go. Arsenal diving into Snake 1. Body dropping here for Blast Camp from the top side, but they still have a body at the 50 yard around. And
David in the snake for Arsenal.
Back around, but playing tight up there. Ramirez here in the snake.
Yeah, Ramirez inside
in this gap. To worry about who the spot. He beat him to the lane.
Yeah.
Ramirez guns up, but he needs to tighten up right now. He's not tight enough. Okay, there. He's on the other side.
Yeah. David's
a smart play.
Super athletic and also really intelligent guy.
And now pass. Oh, but just That's a little bit too much of an over battle right there. We keep seeing this. Guys do all the work. They get into snake 1, go to snake 2. They get through that crucial gap. They go around. They're playing smart. They get it all the way in their team's Dorito, and then just look right into a ball.
And then look how far out of position his second player is.
Yeah, and we keep talking about this, but there's 10 minutes and 8 seconds left. It's a tie game. You're not down by 3. When you get into that spot,
I feel like you're getting mad at me.
I'm not getting mad, Rich. I'm just disappointed.
You're just moving your hands around really quickly.
Just
and
disappointed.
Your tone is.
I'm easily excitable. I mean, what can I say?
What can I say?
We're not all perfect like you, Rich.
It's a strength and a weakness.
Not all perfect. Body here dropping for Blast Camp on that top side. So a couple deaths from some first attackers for both squads. As we're under 9, another body here is Frey's going to take the walk. So looks like 2 on, I believe, 0. I don't see anyone out there right now for Blast Camp. As there's two bodies left alive right now for Arsenal.
Towel is thrown. Good point there for Arsenal. Lost their first couple attackers, but never gave up. Never gave up.
So
getting ready to jump it back into this next match with the Killers and the Hurricanes. Both are 2 first points, kind of mirrored each other. Shooting 2 or losing 2 on the break, and then pushing up through the right side of the field, or right-handed through the side of the field. See how this third point breaks down. A lot of time left in this match. Both the first 2 points were pretty quick, and that usually happens when you shoot 2 guys in the break.
Rich, at least we're getting some close games here.
Yeah.
No blowouts today, please, paintball gods.
No blowouts.
We want 1-point games, bunch of overtimes.
And if it is a blowout, make it a blowout like yesterday, like a 12-second blowout. Make it so fast that you're like, is this match over? What are we supposed to do right now?
Yeah, if it's a blowout, please make it that one team doesn't score any points to keep us on schedule. Yeah, no, we just we've seen some really good paintball this weekend. We always do. But again, selfishly, we want to be entertained.
You're so selfish, man.
I'm sorry, man. I'm a human.
See if Ryan can dig deep, get in this snake. Goes to the inside brick.
I like that he running a different route. Goes to the brick this time, not going to the snake. He's right by the snake, though. He's going to get a little bit of help. Here comes the Killers pushing up as they do shoot a body from the Hurricanes. Hurricanes.
Shoot 1, bounce 1.
Yeah, Hurricanes. Not much forward progression except for the wedge. The wedge, it's a good spot, but Killer's just a little bit more aggressive, getting a body up into that 50 in the middle of the field. He's at the brick, and he's looking towards that top side snake. I don't think there's a body in there, though.
No, I don't think so either. The first attacker got shot over there, Matty.
Move into snake 1.
Get check in, and from the ref, looks like he's okay. So now they've got 2 Killers up here on this bottom side of the field at the kind of 45/50. Down the Killers on this bottom side. They have 1 guy in the Dorito, 2 looking inside.
Yeah, just better field position here, but you can see the battle developing in the center. The Hurricanes in the blue, they're on the blue side and on the right-hand side of your screen. The Killers now locking bodies up. They have time to work with here, and they see if Lembo can get that back center. Hosky and Lembo. Keep the bit, closes the gap, does the shot. He tries to get shot on Hosky. Lembo engaging with that back center. And here comes the big move all the way out wide. Did somebody pick him up? Looks like Hosky eats up Keith DeVitt. It's going to be a 1-on-2 here in favor of the Killers. And then they're going to pinch out that last player. So, hey, that was a low body situation. Hurricanes were not in really the best spots. And the Killers were basically locked up on all the fortresses all the way across the field. But the Hurricanes, they fought tough, but it just wasn't enough.
I like that the Killers had the 4 guys basically across the 50-yard line. And I think we talked about yesterday and Friday. That's kind of the way you want to play this field. You don't want to have 4 guys sitting in those back spots. You want to have your 4 guys in those close positions covering each other, so they get you, you get them, they get you, but you keep the real estate.
Yeah, it was a good game plan from the Killers. It was well executed. Again, though, hard fought from the Hurricanes. They did not go quietly. But they just...
Keith didn't for sure.
No, Keith didn't. I couldn't see who the other player was in that back center. He was fighting too. Made the move outside wide. And then Hosky shot Keith. Went down to that 1-on-2.
Yeah, I think it was a 4-on-2, and they battled it back to a 2-on-2.
You just have a lot of options on the attack at these gigantic bunkers. I mean, next time we go to a wide shot, just look how many big bunkers are in the center of the field. There's a lot. So it's a lot of options. And then if you're in the backfield and you're stuck in that back corner, it's a little harder to get out of there, and your opponents are probably going to know where you are.
5 alive for both teams, Maddie. Camp taking the inside brick next to the snake here on the bottom side.
Arsenal with a slight lead. And still a bunch of time. 9:10 to go. Camp, a little bit better field position for them as they have a body at that mini brick inside of the snake.
Arsenal player taking a walk from the bottom side. Arsenal player on the top side in the snake getting a check. Looks like he's okay. 4-on-5 advantage here for Camp.
Yeah, 4-on-5. And Camp, couple other moves being made, getting into D2. And there, it's the insert bucket, their left-hand side of your screen, right behind the snake. And they're playing tight.
Yeah, I like how guys are starting to play like this a little bit more here, Matty, instead of the stagger. You know, instead of the tower snake, it's inside brick or snake, and they're real close to each other. They talk to each other. Arsenal losing 2 more, Matty. This is a 5-on-2 situation.
Yeah,
here.
tough situation here for Arsenal. Kind of very similar to what we just saw on that last point with the Killers and Hurricanes. And here comes the big launch, and that should do it. There was that one player in the back corner for Arsenal, tried to get out wide, but just too many streams of paint. So Camp at the buzzer station.
It's good, entertaining games.
Yeah, close games here. It's now up to we'll see. Is Arsenal, how are they going to respond? Because Arsenal can play some offense too.
Yeah, that's what got him here.
Yeah. So tie ball game. As long as he's clean, referee going to give him a little check. Look for the thumbs up sign, and there it is. Tie ball game. The field is definitely still playing the same.
Yep.
Remember yesterday, the Dorito side was becoming, or the Dorito sections were becoming a little bit more potent because so many guns were shifting towards that snake side because we were starting to see more bodies drop from the snake off the break and from the center off the break. That back center as well too, or the back grouping of bunkers. And so the smart Dorito side players are like, okay, I'm going to take D4 off the break. I'm going to go D3 off the break. And the smart coaches made that adjustment, and that was starting to work. But is it going to continue to work today now that everybody knows that?
Yeah. And also yesterday, guys were shifting one more body over there as well. So now they had one body over there to attack and then one body to play the island if that attacker died. Because so many teams were doing such a good job of shutting down that snake gap. They're like, hey, we've got to have some other offense. If we can't get to the snake gap, we've got to be able to push to the left-hand side of the field.
Yeah.
Normally I would have said Dorito side there, but because it's an asymmetrical field, Matt, I had to say left side.
We're in the pits right now with Arsenal, and there's our commissioner, Jason, the creator of this field. So if you weren't able to tune in, had stuff going on Friday, Saturday, we're here on Sunday, most important day of the tournament. And it's been a wild one. Dynasty not making it, and this asymmetrical layout, blind layout. So no one saw this field until Thursday, and no one got a chance to play it. And that was something that we haven't seen in a long time. And then no one's really seen a layout like this before with the snake and Doritos on both sides of the field. It's just been a little strange, a little peculiar.
I've heard nothing but really good responses to the blind layout from all the pro guys I've been talking to.
Yeah.
Really enjoying it.
Yeah. Marcelo wasn't a fan.
I haven't talked to Marcelo about it, but I know that he doesn't like it.
He likes he's a craftsman, man. He likes the grind. So he likes the 2 weekends, and he likes doing that.
It's certainly better for him, yeah. The smarter you are, the more time you want to work out the problem, and the better you can be refined.
Yeah, because we were kind of discussing that. I saw them, and they were fine. Dynasty understands. They were very focused. Like, it's fine. Yeah,
it's clear
we didn't play well at this one.
It's clear they can't win on a no look break.
And Marcelo, it was Dalton, Marcelo, and Damien, and they had all three of them agreed. Like, maybe we needed this. Maybe this is something we just needed. We needed to have a poor performance to remotivate us because, and then they were kind of joking around. They're like, hey, 4 majors in a row. It's never been done. Because they can't do 4.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I
know it's a little early. And
sorry.
You were just giving me that smirk like it didn't make any sense. And
no, Matt, everything you said makes sense.
So, we'll see how Dynasty responds at the next event. But it has been a long time since we haven't seen San Diego Dynasty play on Sunday. And we had Energy Elite make another Sunday. ML Kings make another Sunday. The Hurricanes made a Sunday for the first time.
Energy again.
Yeah. And ML Kings again.
I really hope this doesn't break Dynasty apart. Tear the team apart.
I highly doubt that.
No, losing tournaments is rough on teams. Dynasty
I
hasn't
know.
experienced this before, so it might be, it might be the last thing, the straw literally that breaks the camel's back.
Well, we have Infamous and Damage and Energy Elite and Aftermath coming up next, 9 o'clock here Central Time. And then at 10 we have Houston Heat, ML Kings, Impact, and the Hurricanes. And there's a lot of compelling stories there. We will be discussing those as we start to get there. But right now we are in the semi-pro division, and it looks like there's a little technical timeout to blow up the bunker, so actually let's talk about it. So we got Infamous and Damage. I think that with the fact that Infamous and Damage were in the bracket of death, I mean, they basically had to win or take second at a mini tournament with Dynasty, Damage, Infamous, Diesel, and X Factor.
Those guys have already been in the finals.
Yeah, so, and then now they have to play each other again. So whoever emerges out of Infamous and Damage as the victor, particularly if it's a solid, convincing victory, that's probably going to be the favorite to win the tournament. And then you have Energy Elite and Aftermath. I mean, on paper, got to go with Aftermath, but Energy Elite, the scrappy way that they're playing motivated, they're playing aggressive. They have this field dialed. They went 3-1. They look pretty good. What do you think about Heat and ML Kings?
I think that ML Kings are doing an amazing job. I think they're definitely on their way to the top. I just don't think they're at the same caliber, obviously, as Houston Heat at this point.
ML Kings are a little scary to play because they're just so wild.
100%. And anybody can beat anybody, but obviously Heat's the favorite.
Of course. Yeah, of course. The betting odds, if this is Vegas betting odds, Houston Heat would be a decent favorite there. Then with Impact and the Hurricanes, similar situation. Impact looked outstanding in the prelims. They went undefeated, 4-0. They beat Aftermath in the last game in a very tough match, which proved that they had this field pretty dialed because there was a lot going on in these long points, something that we're probably going to see again here. But the Hurricanes are a very disciplined squad. If Infamous takes them lightly, if Impact takes them lightly and starts running all wild and crazy on them, if Axel's not checking off and flying down one side, and probably not going to happen, but it's possible, so we'll see. But this is the Hurricanes' second event ever as pros, and they make Sunday.
Pretty cool.
Really, really impressive. Go 3-1 in the prelims.
Yeah. And what it feels like this does for a team, a low-ranked team like Hurricanes playing a team like Impact, is it gives you a chance, right? Like, A, you could shoot 2 guys on the break on this field. And if, even though you're playing Impact, one of the best teams in the world, you can probably beat them in a 3-on-5, right? Mm-hmm. And B, if you get up a couple points because you won a couple breakouts, now you can get jiggy and push through the middle, play super fast offensive, and knock those guys kind of on their heels. And now all of a sudden you've got a match and you've got a chance to win. Here we go. Hurricanes, Killers. Killers 1-point lead. Been a back-and-forth match. Hurricanes losing their first attack from the bottom side of the field.
Trent Nitta getting shot, trying to get to the snake off the break, and that's not going to help the Hurricanes' chances to try to tie this one up. I like the aggressive play call, though.
Yeah, Trent looked fast. He just got caught a little bit high going across that gap. And it's hard because he was going laterally across the gap, so he had to turn the hips. Brings you up a little higher off the ground there. So 4-on-5 advantage here for the Killers early on. One player up the center of the field in that center brick looking to shut down the bottom side, the attack side for the Hurricanes.
Yeah, and Hurricanes here at that brick, like you were saying. He's going to switch off, though. He checks off that lane, goes back and looking towards the D side, or the D section. And going back and forth here, keeping the head on a swivel, trying to figure out where he wants to put his gun.
Neither team has gotten into the snake yet. Hurricanes trying to fight out of that back center and out of that bottom 2 towers. Keith DeVitt there communicating, putting a lot of pressure on the bottom side of the field.
Yeah, and
I can't see who he's battling with. I'm assuming it's that center cube.
We're looking at the 4 players left alive for the Hurricanes here on your screen from one of our eyes in the sky. And they're tucked in their spots. Doesn't really look like they want to make any moves, but just as I say that, Keith DeVitt gets out wide.
Yeah. At the same time, Killers get into the snake on the top side. 4-on-5 advantage here again for the Killers. Now getting Smitty to the bottom side, Dorito 2. So Killers now putting themselves in 2 good offensive positions. The top side snake, the bottom side Dorito 2. Up by 1 body here. 1-point lead. 8 minutes, 40 seconds left. Both teams are communicating. Keith DeVitt is in a very challenging position in that corner there. He put himself there because he wants to go forward and get into the snake here on the bottom side. And they were shooting the inside cut, so he wants to get outside so that he can put the inside guy in and go forward. But it's just a very, very challenging bunker for him to gunfight out of.
Yeah, and just the Killers are still just a little bit more offensive minded. They're making more moves. They're taking the initiative. They're dictating the pace of this game.
Yeah, now they've gotten to that top side 50, Matt, and they're putting a lot of pressure on the Hurricane players in the bottom side of this field.
Let's see if they can crack through the zone. Definitely coming through and trading out. That was a nice move there.
Yep, the math was right. They were already one body up, so he can go forward and trade out and still leave his team one body up. So great trade there. 4-on-3 advantage now for the Killers. Killers with 2 on this bottom side, 1 on the top side. Missing 1 of the Killer players, but last count was 4.
We got Clarkson behind Smitty over here, D side.
Yeah, I got 2 on the bottom. I got 1 on top.
Oh, yeah, they did lose that body from the top side. Oh, no, sorry, that's the same person walking off.
yeah.
That was the person who made the move.
Yep.
Did you see the number on his back? I'm trying to see who that was.
I think it's 21 who was doing it yesterday.
Oh, Kook. Cole.
Yep. Talked to him a little bit afterwards when they were walking the fields, no matter what Rab says. Yeah. Keith is having a lot of pressure in that corner, Matt. He's struggling in that little tiny bunk. Yeah, it's a great shot of him there. He's got pressure on both sides, and he's really just trying to stay alive. Now he loses his back center, so it's just Keith.
Keith's playing well. It's just the Hurricanes need a little bit more offense and a little bit better, more offense, yes, and survivability.
Yeah, and honestly, Keith is playing really, really well, but I don't want Keith having to try to play defensively at the end of the point there. I want him probably going forward in the beginning of the point, trying to kill a couple guys and get off the field.
Well, and also we've seen Keith play well in the Pro Division as a kind of a bruiser in the center.
For sure.
Don't want to just pigeonhole him into that, but
not just a bruiser in the center, but like one of the best. Like,
yeah,
that's what he's doing really well.
You know, you could send him up the center, and he was playing under Todd Martinez for a while, and so we're looking in the pits right now here for the Killers.
You know what happened?
Good job.
What?
He got good. Hey, that's what happens. You start going through the middle, smashing people, you get good, and you're like, hey, I'm too good to go out there and die early. I got to sit back here, play smart, shoot a couple guys.
The issue is that he is playing well as that 2 or more of a support guy here for the Hurricanes, and maybe you don't want to risk him too much at the center, but knowing how crucial the center is and how many MVP awards we've given out to in the Pro Division, the principles is still the same just because it's semi-pro. Principles are the same out here, so they just don't have offense right now. They have a little bit. They have a little bit of offense, but the Killers just have better offense. That's why the score is the way it is.
Well, they have offense if they shoot 2 guys on the break. If they don't shoot 2 guys on the break, they don't have any offense.
Yeah, but even when the was a little bit closer on the spread, on the bodies, the Killers are still playing
initiative, right?
Proactive paintball instead of reactive paintball.
Yep. Arsenal's to the bottom snake here, looking to wrap inside, check off the center. If there's no one stopping him, he's going to go forward. Glasscamp now attacking to the top side of the field as they lose their first player, and he draws a penalty. So early 3-on-5 advantage here for Arsenal. 2-2, 7 minutes, 20 seconds left in this first match of the day. Glasscamp losing another player. Arsenal just destroying players. Oh, it gets caught on the bottom side there. That's too bad, but it looks like he takes a trade, though, so it's 1-on-4, I think, Matt?
Yeah, Aruda did come around and get him, so Arsenal with a pretty deep complement of players still, but in the backfield trying to look and count the bodies. You see Blastcamp popping up, and they're just going to save him some pain as he was the only person left alive out there and in a tough spot. It was just a matter of time before Arsenal figured it out.
Yeah, that was a very, very good point there for Arsenal. A couple quick kills. Obviously, the penalty always helps. Always helps.
Yeah, that'll speed things up. But just as always, communication is so important out here. It's just tough to keep. There's a glare going on from that side of the field. Penalty goes up. If you don't catch it, it's really hard to keep the codes going. Figure out how many bodies are in front of you sometimes. In the pits right now with Arsenal. There was Aruda and the rest of the boys here. And yeah, well, we do have still this game is in hand for the Hurricanes with 7 minutes and 5 seconds left, only down by 2. But question is, can they make their spots? Can they push up the field? We know the Killers. Well, I'm hoping the Killers don't go hardcore defense, take some ground, and then try to burn clock.
It looks like Ryan's going to go, so yeah.
And he's going to go to the brick. That's the safer route to get up the field, but they do lose Smitty. Big loss here for the Killers on that Drio section.
Referee doing check on the top side of the Hurricanes. He's okay, so 4-on-5 advantage here early on for the Hurricanes. And Smitty,
worst case scenario here as Hosky draws a minor. Well, not worst case, but that's getting a penalty when you're up by 2 and there's 7 minutes left that's not ideal. So the Killers are going to have to fight through this. Probably not going to be able to do it here in this point. The Hurricanes sharking down the field as they saw that yellow flag go up and taking positions. Hurricanes looking good in the center. And they also get body into D4 and calling the kills, calling the communication, crossfield. Still
shot one of their own guys.
Sorry.
Respect.
little team kill.
Okay, they're gonna go bunker him now.
Is back center still hot?
No.
I don't think so. I think everybody's dead, right?
Everybody has been eliminated.
Yeah, so the Hurricanes squandering some seconds here by not knowing the count. But that's okay. They still have a lot of time left, and they're going to be down by 1. It's not like they're down by 3 or 4. So not that big of a deal. It's more important to make sure that everybody's dead and play it safe when the game is this close. So, and the Killers are obviously not going to concede because they want that time taken off the clock. Hurricanes checking each other out, make sure they're clean. Don't want to have a dirty buzzer hit here in this situation. And so, yeah, Killers need to clean it up a little bit. Penalty, they lost Smitty early, and then the penalty on Hosky. Those are 2 of the leaders on the team. So, but got to refocus, just shake it off. Still have the lead, but signs of life from the Hurricanes.
Back and forth, that's what makes that matches interesting. The adjustments that the teams are making when they go in the pits, trying to make slight adjustments to their game plans, so they can come back and be more successful the next outing. Kind of a battle of the coaches and the players.
Well, exact same score here for Blastcamp and Arsenal. Blastcamp down by 1 and also around 2 minutes. Oh, look at this, Joey Blue.
Yeah, so Joey, Killers practice against damage, so he helps them out, and that's a big reason why the team is as successful as they are. One of the big reasons, that damage Joey Blue connection. It's like, Ryan, if you get shot in the pack, you got to go out, bro. It's a penalty. Come on, man.
Yeah, Hosky talking to Joey. And the Killers still don't have a coach, so that's a problem.
Yeah. Hey, man, you know what? I respect it because anybody can do it the easy way and get a coach and
like,
have people help you out. No, we want to do it the absolutely hardest way possible, please.
So Blastcamp here, taking the walk early.
I think
still down by 1, and as they try to double up the tower.
They might have shot 2 guys going to that tower. Yeah, they shot both of the guys going to that tower, Matt. Somebody had a real good lane on that tower. Hey, heads up, guys. Don't go to that tower.
You're going to double up a spot and somebody zone up on that lane. It can be a little treacherous for you. So it cost them 2 bodies. Not a good start here, trying to tie this game up. 6:36 to go. Arsenal, not much penetration here on the D side at all.
Just so you know, yesterday you said penetration. You said erection.
I did not say that.
Well, you said erect, which made me think of erection.
Of course it did. Of course.
Big release to the center of the field for Arsenal. Looking to shut down the bottom side of the field. I don't know that they got both of the guys out of that tower and they're up 2 bodies right now because they're playing a little bit slow.
Just want to let everyone know, before Rich gets all of his coffee in his system, just a little parental advisory, you know.
Is that? You're saying erect in our chairs. That's what you're talking about yesterday.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. So under 6 minutes to play here, and Arsenal now moving up the field, getting to the brick, and looking towards that D side, that D section. There is no D side here. It's quite a strange layout, but it's been fun.
I like this guy in the bottom here from Blastcamp, man. He lost 2 bodies on this side, but got 2 guys in front of him, still trying to push himself into this bottom side snake. Oh, but gets caught, and that's what happens when you are gunfighting 2 guys. It's not easy. Arsenal's taking a walk from the top side.
Yeah, he was trying to present some sort of threat over here, and then here comes Blastcamp with a desperation run out wide. He makes it clean, but then pops the top right into a stream. So Arsenal going to be able to take a little bit bigger lead here as the point is conceded to conserve the time. 4-2 here in favor of Arsenal.
Hurricanes Killers match.
Yeah, and Killers need to play clean. Got to stop the penalties. Try to get Smitty out alive.
And not just go out there and play D-ball, right?
But yeah, for sure. But the thing is the Killers also got to realize that on Sunday, a lot of times you're just in a dogfight all day long.
That's what Sunday
points.
is.
Things are going to your mistakes are going to be made. You're going to get bad breaks occasionally, maybe bad calls. Who knows? The elements, whatever it is, it's going to be tough, man. That's
a lot of
the
it
whole point.
is basically trying to break the other team, right, and not get broken yourselves, right? Because you're going to have a lot of challenges during that match. A lot of things are going to try to take that wind out of your sails, but you've got to stay positive. You've got to stay focused. And it's kind of a cliche saying, but it comes down to a lot of times when the teams are evenly matched is who wants it most, you know? Who can dig the deepest and play at the highest level for the longest, make the other guys flinch. Hurricanes going with 3 down here on the bottom side, 1 in the middle, 1 on the top side. common breakout we saw yesterday quite a bit. 5 alive for the Hurricanes, Maddie.
Yeah, great break here for the Hurricanes. And I was just going to say they took some decent ground on the Dorito section getting into D2, but he got shot essentially either right as he dove in or in his first engagement, and then the Hurricanes are also going to be losing their tower player. So
I think you're right, man. I think it was his first engagement. I think he got there alive and then looked into his first ball.
Looking over at the Killers, I don't see anybody walking off. So
5-on-3 advantage here for the Killers,
and they have that 1-point lead, and we're at 5 minutes left. But
Hurricanes. Oh, Killers. Yeah, Ryan's taking a walk for the Killers on the top side, Matt.
Yeah, I couldn't see how Hosky died,
yeah,
but. And now the Hurricanes get a body here in the Snake too, looking cross field, so presenting an offensive threat. This is what they need.
Yeah, 4-on-3 advantage here for the Killers. Need to mount some offense though, Maddie, with Ryan being their attacker on the top side. If he walks out, someone's got to step up and take that spot for him. Hurricanes with all 3 of their players either on the bottom, basically on the bottom side of the field. The next guy is the back center, so they've got no one on the top side of the field. Killers have 1 on the bottom, 1 in the middle, and 1 on the top. And I believe a 4th player that I don't see here. Oh, here goes the release from the Killers. Goes from the tower in the back there to the front tower.
Well, this is the 5th and 6th ranked teams overall after the first event, as the Killers took 5th and the Hurricanes took 6th. So trying to improve.
Very evenly matched. Both of these teams, too, young teams that are both on their rise. Hurricanes really trying to gunfight his way up into this 50. Looks like he got through the gap, Matt.
Yeah, gets through the gap, and that's a tough gap to get through. He looked at the gap and saw if there were streams there. I would not call that checking off the gap. But
not in the classic sense.
In the classic sense. It wasn't quite a cannonball. Might have just got shot in his knee, though.
I think the
underneath
pod
that
took
crack.
I think that blue pod took that knee hit
man,
for him.
There you go. Yeah, that's an old school trick. Hey, guys, you load your gun, and then you drop the pod right in front of that crack. So
that's right. The pod becomes a barrier.
And as long as you don't pick it up again, everything's fine. You shouldn't have to pick it up because it's empty.
Hurricanes with a great move from back center outside to the top side can. Hurricanes doing a good job down on a body pushing forward.
They're a good counterpunch team,
yeah.
And they've definitely shown some strength being down bodies, but that's the problem is that they're more often than not down bodies. The Killers typically are the ones pressing the offensive issue, so just a few things the Hurricanes need to work on, but that's okay. I mean, they're looking sharp. They got great gun skills. And a good counterpunching ability is very important because the scramble sets in. Sometimes that's the difference.
But I don't like how the Hurricanes, Killers have gone straight defense here with 3 in the back, Matt.
Oh, the Hurricanes.
Oh,
and they had that body here at the 50 on the bottom side and just over battling.
2-on-2. 2 Killers.
2-on-2, but the Killers looks like able to get that. Oh, just some sloppy deaths here from the Hurricanes as Nita comes around. And he turns around and yells at his player. That wasn't his fault.
Well, he's going to yell anyway.
He did. His teammate did die.
Yeah.
I think that was Trent.
Yeah, 2-on-1, I think, Maddie.
So it was a 2-on-2 as Nita got a little sloppy coming around that brick and got blasted, I believe, from the back center. Can you see that? I can see it, but I can't see if that's Smitty or not.
I think it's Smitty.
I think it is Smitty with the blonde hair. They got a couple blonde guys on the team, though, so not quite. But yes, that's Smitty.
Yeah. So with a 1-point advantage, the Killers is going to put a lot of pressure on the Hurricane player. Hope that he makes a mistake. Looks like it's Keith. Keith tries to fill back, gets caught.
Yeah, again, Keith DeWitt, not Keith DeWitt like Rich said yesterday. It's Keith. So Keith's playing tough here on Sunday, man. He's hanging in there. His survivability is excellent. He seems to be the last guy left alive quite a bit, and he's shooting some people. But the rest of his team needs to take a page out of what Keith's doing out here, because the Hurricanes are losing too many sloppy bodies. They're losing bodies on the break.
Yeah, take that.
They're not as aggressive.
Take that page, or instead of having Keith play great paintball at the end of those points, get him engaging a little earlier in those points. Get him to go forward, kill a couple guys, and leave someone else up to clean it up.
Maybe that is what needs to happen. So, but still, regardless, it's just the Killers are killing, and the time is starting to run off that clock, and the Hurricanes are running out of chances. They still have it. They still have an opportunity out there, though. 5:17 to go here. 2-point spread for Arsenal and Blastcamp, and Arsenal took a 12th. At the first event, so looking to
they look good here today.
Improve, and Blastcamp took an 11th. So we had the 5th and 6th and 11th and 12th battling here, very
good,
close.
Evenly matched battles. Arsenal inside outside move to the bottom snake, caught. Yeah, it's Arata.
I believe it's Aruda.
Aruda, yeah. He just lost all his acceleration when he came across. He was good going forward, but as soon as he went lateral, he lost all his acceleration and just got caught in the gap. Blastcamp up in the center, looking to lock down the move from the bottom side tower over. Oh, back center getting shot out of there again, Matt. Matt and I have been discussing all weekend long how the back center, who is shooting the back center because he's getting shot more often than he usually gets shot, and we just can never tell if it's a bounce shot or where he's catching it from.
Well, it is an Aztec, so not the biggest bunker, and anyone that has walked this field or played it knows that you can stand in one start station and you turn around and you're looking directly back at that Aztec. So, and then when you get out and get up, a lot of people have shots on it, so you're just kind of gun batting a lot of people. And as a back player, you are expected to be rolling your gun quite a bit, so guys are getting clipped.
Yep.
The same with the tower, same with the can. Those back three bunkers, lots of people have died early, and really good players, too.
Oh, Blastcamp just loses 2 bodies. Now it's a 2-on-1.
Squandered potential opportunity here for Blastcamp to try to get back in this game, losing 2 bodies. And right next, deaths and bunches, that is not the move.
3-on-1, sorry, Matty. Now that
one, but it's not going to matter. Not going to matter. So Blastcamp still, they lost a couple bodies in this high body situation, but no big deal. It's not going to affect the result.
Nope.
About 350 left.
Getting a couple kills. Closed out well. Good point there for Blastcamp.
Yeah, and at least we're getting blessed with some good paintball out here, Rich.
That's not really, we don't ask for much, right? Yeah. We don't ask for like long breaks. We don't ask for like lobster at lunch. Just good paintball games. That's all we need. That makes us happy.
Yeah, it's I'll take a hamburger and some really close baseball games or paintball games. But it's a lot of this is, I got to give props to Jason in the NXL, man. I mean, Jason has been cranking out really fun layouts, aggressive layouts that have not been boring to play or watch. And then to the teams. The teams have been working really hard past couple years. Stepping up, getting better.
I'm guessing this is going to be a timeout because I do not see the Hurricanes. Maybe they want to take a little timeout. Re-game plan a little bit.
I think the Hurricanes do need to discuss their game plans a bit because they are getting chopped up. And then, okay, well, what is that? Is that the Killers just shooting really good lanes? Are we getting unlucky? Are we running the wrong routes? Are we being too predictable?
And if they're shooting us, why aren't we shooting them?
Yeah. Do we have to shoot the shooters? So maybe Hurricanes again. Yeah, this maybe having that conversation. Maybe they need to fix gear. There's typically 3 reasons why you throw timeout: gear issues. I guess you could throw a 4th in there. Fatigue on your starters, gear issues, trying to ice your opponents and try to stop their momentum, or needing a little bit more time to discuss a game plan. Those are typically the reasons why you call a timeout. So down to 2 minutes left in this match, and it's going to probably come down to this point. The Hurricanes need to win this point to progress in this tournament. It's always do or die on Sunday. Killers trying to punch their ticket to move on.
Yeah, 2-minute game, Matty, with 2 points. If Hurricanes want to win this match, they've got to win a 1-minute point here. And
so,
replicate it.
Paintball Fit and Annapolis A-Team already waiting for the winner of these matches here to see who they're going to play.
Big bite for Hurricanes, Matt.
Oh, but the Killers losing a body. And, yeah, big bite. And what did we ask for? Let's get some Keith DeWitt up the middle, and that's what we got. But knowing that he needs to push forward and try to make some sort of offense happen, ended up getting taken out. But I'm not knocking anybody right now on the Hurricanes are playing aggressive. Ooh, Keith DeWitt a little slow to get off, too. I hope he's okay. He's a bit of a beast, so they're made out of adamantium over there. There's a Wolverine.
Yeah, you can't break that for sure. It's fine.
If you guys have never seen Keith DeWitt, he looks like the Wolverine.
But like a more fit, more muscular, like harder version of Wolverine. Not that soft Wolverine you see in the cartoons and on the movies. Arsenal, I love the fact that they're going full court blitz here, Matt. Backing on the top.
They need to just a tie. They're down to a minute.
Yep.
You have to just put a guy in and go at this point in time.
And that's all you can ask is that at least whether they execute or not, whether they're doing the right thing, and they're doing the right thing. They're trying to attack.
Yeah.
They knew that they had 2 minutes. They've used a minute and 15 seconds of it, so they're inside their second minute allotment already.
Killers holding strong here, trying to pad this point margin as they are dicing up Hurricanes attacking. But hey, at least the Hurricanes did what you need to do in this situation, which is aggressively push forward and ride that reckless edge.
And give yourself at least a chance to win the match, right? Instead of just quitting.
Yeah. Or playing it slow. Yeah. So Hosky's going to try to clear out. There is one more body he needs to shoot. He doesn't need to shoot him, but as
he needs to shoot him.
Hosky,
he needs to shoot him in all.
Hosky, remember. Oh, the blood is in the water here for Hosky. I was going to say, hey, man, just hit the buzzer. But, I'm cool with that. If I was coaching that team right now, I want those guys fired up. They are definitely a bit of an emotional team. Not to their detriment, but they love paintball, and they are very adamant about wanting to go pro one day. So they're looking good right now.
It's another one of the beautiful things, man, is you get to decide the mantra of your team. You can be as nice or as mean as you guys want to be. Be the best you. Ryan's all fired up.
Yeah, we were talking to Hosky about that, famous Mike Tyson motivational, his thought process as he was getting into a fight. Have you ever seen that before?
I don't know.
Oh my God, maybe you have. But
I'm sure I have.
Well, Tyson's talking about how he's like, I'm getting my gloves laced up. You have to think it's in Mike Tyson's accent because I can't really do it.
Try it, though. Try it.
I can't do the lisp.
But just try.
It's too early, dude.
Come on, man.
I can't. You try.
Wow.
Can you do it?
No, obviously not.
Rith Telford.
I can't do the with.
Hey, with what just happened on airplane,
yeah.
I'm not trying to make fun of Mike Tyson.
For sure, I'm not getting beat up by Mike Tyson.
That was the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Sorry, Mike.
Who, on God's green earth?
How stupid do you have to be?
I mean, that even though he's like 55, he's still one of the last men on planet Earth that I would try to mess with.
Yeah.
Anyway, but well, we'll talk about it in a bit.
Will we?
Maybe. We bring it up again because we got to talk about this game right here. It's a good game. 3 minutes and 47 seconds left. We got a 1-point spread here for Arsenal.
Arsenal has made the top side snake net. Blastcamp now counters by going to the bottom side snake. Blastcamp does have a guy in the center position trying to lock down the top side for Arsenal. Keep Arsenal from going forward, getting into the attack position on the top side. Doesn't look like anybody for Arsenal is in a position to stop the Blastcamp player. So the Blastcamp player is going to try to take advantage of that by going forward. Oh, Blastcamp losing their first player from that center position, Matt.
Yeah, but Arsenal looking at that lane here, Rich, and he gets the kill. That was a huge kill for Arsenal, trying to protect this lead with 3 minutes and 10 seconds left. Blastcamp down a point and having to push forward, but it's not reckless attack time yet. You have to be able to watch that zone.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the body language from that kid that just got shot out of that 50, Matty.
I did, yes.
Oh my God, are you kidding? There's no way I got
shocked.
Are you positive I got shot?
Shocked that he was shot through the lane that you've been having to worry about the entire weekend.
You are standing there watching me get shot. I guess you would know.
Yeah, but that kill was crucial. That cross-field kill for Arsenal
probably sealed up this match.
Yeah, because they don't have. There's no one over here on the in the Dorito section for Arsenal.
Nope.
On these blue Doritos. So Blastcamp knows they need to do something here, and they slide another body in. Does have to still. Oh, and they get the crossfield kill on Arsenal. So
touche.
Arsenal dropping the ball a bit. That can see that player is in that spot, but he was at the 50. He got the crossfield kill, but then just playing a little bit too loose back there.
Yeah, the snake just gets another kill. Matt shoots that tower. Now I believe it's a 2-on-2. Blastcamp with 2 in the bottom. Oh, Blastcamp gets another kill. 2-on-1 now. Blastcamp hunting through the middle.
And Blastcamp possibly going to be tying this one up here. Just one body left alive. And it's Ramirez. He's going to get shot by everybody here. 3 players left alive from Blastcamp. So just a few miscues here from Blastcamp. But then also Arsenal miscues for themselves as well, too. And that's going to tie this game up.
Just miscues galore.
Indeed. Well, we got ourselves a tie game.
We also got an Xball match here.
Yeah, 2 minutes in between points here, 1:50 left. Looking in the pits with Arsenal. Yeah, again, these are the 11th and 12th ranked teams. At least after the first event. We got a lot of paintball to play here in 2022, so it looks like they got Baltimore Revo's one of their core members, Henry Sense, in the pits helping them out.
Little Sense goes a long way.
Who do you got on this one? This is a tough one to call right now, I think.
Yeah, it really is.
I mean, yeah, of course it's tied 4-4, but just the way the flow of the game is gone.
I feel like Arsenal is playing more consistent, and Blastcamp is playing more independent. So it's going to be interesting to see who can kind of force their will on the other guys.
Yeah, I think that, I don't know, because Arsenal, I thought was a little bit more consistent across the board, a little more
looks like to me.
teamwork. But then as I was just thinking through real quickly through all these different points, there were other moments where Blastcamp was doing that too. And then I thought maybe Blastcamp individually was making, but then Arsenal individually has made some big moves.
Well, and you can tell by the score,
even.
they're super closely matched.
and their overall ranking.
Yeah, and there's not a clear favorite here, obviously. To me, it looks like Arsenal is kind of getting to the key spots first, but then on the points where they're not, Blastcamp is capitalizing.
Yeah, so Paintball Fit and Annapolis A-Team are already awaiting, I believe, the winners of the Killers. Definitely the Killers now because they just beat the Hurricanes by 3. But the winner of this match, I'm not sure who plays who, but I'll tell you what, Paintball doesn't matter who plays who because Paintball Fit is the favorite. Paintball Fit has not lost a game this season in competition. So, and then with some convincing victories, and they won the first event. So, very impressive. If you want to win in semi-pro, you got to beat Paintball Fit.
Arsenal 5 alive, Blastcamp 5 alive. Arsenal attacking on the bottom side. Blastcamp releasing to the center. Oh, here goes a penalty for Arsenal. 3-on-5 advantage here early on for Blastcamp. This is huge with 1:30 left in this match. Arsenal losing another player. 2-on-5 advantage here for Blastcamp, Matt.
Yeah, Blastcamp, big moments here in the minute and 26 seconds left. Making moves on that top side. They're in the Snake 2. They go to the mini wall here near the 50 and then get right directly in the brick. Looking pretty good. They do have a body, 2 bodies, 3 more bodies alive. It's 5 bodies alive for Blastcamp.
Yeah,
They're
5 on 2.
They're not moving at all over here into the Dorito section of the field, but they don't need to because they're getting all this production from that top side. So kind of hold one side, push the other. Great job here for Blastcamp
Forcing the concession.
Yeah, get the crucial kills they needed to early on in that point. Forcing the concession. Arsenal trying to preserve time. Got ourselves a 5-4 game with about 1 minute and 8 seconds left.
Now that I've had more time to think about it, I think probably Blastcamp.
You were so wise, man. I'm glad you took your time to think about it.
I was mulling.
It's important. You really want to think through everything and
I thought, that
have a profound
Elon
decision.
Musk was on the podcast and they were talking about how he takes a long time to consider his thoughts before he spoke. And I thought, I'm going to start doing the same thing.
It is funny when you're listening to an Elon Musk podcast. You're like, did I pause it on accident? Oh, no.
Is he brain dead
just,
right now? Did he not hear the question?
Yeah, well, he's a robot. Yeah, it takes time to compute.
Process, right?
The perfect
it's a little while
answer.
process.
Yeah, so you would just appreciate this, the Mike Tyson thing. I'll go back to that real quick because anyone that's out there, try to find this on YouTube. But he's talking about how he's, I don't want to spoil the whole thing, but he's talking about how he's getting he's like, when I'm getting my gloves laced up, he's like, and after I get laced up, he's like, I'm trying to take my knuckles, I'm crunching them, I'm trying to pierce the leather with my knuckles, and on the walkout, I'm scared to death, but I'm excited. And as soon as I walk into that ring, I'm a god. I cannot be beaten. So I'm like, that's the type of mentality you need to have out here. You need to be scared to lose because you do not want to fail. Scared of failure, not scared of your opponent, but scared of failure. Then when you walk out in these nets, it's a little cocky to say, but if you don't believe that you're a god of paintball out here,
you're never going to be.
If you don't believe in it, you have to have that confidence. Exactly. If you don't believe it, why should anyone else?
Nobody else is going to believe that.
Your teammates are. Yeah, exactly. You need to believe that it's possible to win out here, or you are not going to win. Fortune favors the bold.
Yep. Well, that mentality of being willing to do whatever it takes to win means a lot, and not a lot of people have that.
So 50 seconds to go to see if Arsenal has it. As Blastcamp, as it currently stands, they have the lead. So is Arsenal skilled and confident enough to tie this game up? Well, we're about to find out here.
Yeah, and I think Arsenal's been playing well. The only thing I would critique Arsenal on is there are 2 players that play the top side can, the bottom side tower, vice versa. I believe they're staying there too long and they should release and get outside or up the gut.
Well, Arsenal had a 1-point lead over 1-point win over Distortion, and then they beat up on Notorious pretty bad, 8-3. Mercy Rule win there, but then they lost to the A-Team and beat the Titans. So yeah, pretty good look right here for Arsenal.
Yeah, they're playing well. I mean, the program is like up on the rise again, right?
But all that being said, that all happened before. Right now,
what have you
they're
done
losing by
lately?
1.
Yeah, Blastcamp with 5 alive.
This guy's got some wheels, man.
That's probably Dave.
Player for Arsenal runs all. We haven't seen that move all weekend. Jumps all the way over the top and.
Blastcamp taking a penalty. That's
Oh,
going to
this
hurt.
is an opportunity here for Arsenal. They have 52 seconds left, and if it is Dave, he just needs to run around. Oh, if he had gone at that moment, he would have bunkered him right in his back because there's no one looking that side.
Yeah, just go. Just release.
He's trying to decide which way he wants to run through. Oh, no, he ends up getting shot out before he ran through. They lose both those bodies. If he had just come through, if he had...
Especially on a point like that, like, you got nothing to lose, right? That's your game. 20 seconds left. Blastcamp with one body left alive in the center of the field. Arsenal with 2 players putting a lot of pressure on him. Arsenal's going to tie this up with like 10 seconds left. Could see, you know, we're probably going to see an overtime match here, Matty.
Yeah, definitely going to see an overtime match. And I just don't hit the buzzer. Oh, I hate when they do this.
I don't think they'll play at 7 seconds.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, semi-pro, I don't think they're going to do it.
Okay.
Plus, you can't win 7-second point out here. Not on this field layout. Matt, when I say you can't do something, that's it. It's been defined.
Well, I like when you say that certain things can't happen because then it's just so surprising when they do and it's super fun to make fun of you.
The universe hates me that much. Once I've said something like that, the universe is like, you know what? We're going to change the laws of physics.
Yeah.
Just so Rich can be
So,
wrong again.
ladies and gentlemen, get ready for a 6-second point because just because Rich said it can't be done.
Then there's a chance. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but at least there's a chance.
This game, yeah. There's just no way it's going to happen. I'm hoping they'll burn it off and we can just get a legit, regular
I'd like to see
5-on-5 overtime point. Okay, yeah, so they are going to be moving on here to the overtime. Overtimes do not happen in the prelims for semi-pro, but we got to figure out a winner here because we're on Sunday. No ties on Sunday.
Sunday fun day. Good back and forth match, man.
Yeah, this was a good one. Both games in this set. Coming up next, we're going to have Infamous taking on Tampa Bay Damage and Energy Elite taking on Aftermath. So,
man, that Arsenal player rolling up the center of the field was quick.
Yeah, that dude has some wheels.
He had a hard time hitting the brakes there.
Yeah, there was John Fram.
John Fram, you got some wheels, buddy.
Yeah, bigger dude, too. Bigger dude who can run. It's like some of the guys on Energy Elite that we're going to see here in a little bit. Big dudes that got wheels.
Geiger.
Bowen. I mean, even like Buffton's not thick, but he's real tall. He can run pretty fast.
Yeah.
Let's go, boys.
So
Energy's a pretty athletic squad.
Energy Elite?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Abel's pretty athletic.
Yeah, Abel's not a big dude, but he can move, and he's one of their best attackers. He's had some really good performances out here this weekend to help get him to Sunday. But they're getting contributions. You don't make Sundays without getting contributions from everybody, and yeah, they just have a lot of guys that like to play offense. This is that type of field. It went 3-1, so
Momentum is shifted back towards Arsenal, you think?
Absolutely. But I don't know. For me, I felt like overtime was that next gear, right? When you go into overtime, you really have to have like a mental little check and refocus and try to tear up. And
I agree.
So who's going to do that? So yes, Arsenal definitely has the momentum because they just went through Blast Camp and not a lot of time to even get to this point.
Yeah, I think it comes down to what we were talking about earlier about who wants it more, right? Oh, man, caught on the barrel.
Arsenal going right back at it, though, up the center. Double dose of attackers here up the center of the field for Arsenal.
They do lose their first attacker on the bottom side, so 4-on-5 advantage here for Blastcamp. Blastcamp is in the snake on the top side, but up the field, in the center of the field, Arsenal does have better position than Blastcamp. Blastcamp now releasing up the center of the field, trying to cancel out the positions of the Arsenal players.
Well, here comes the move from Blastcamp.
Gets one, gets two.
Gets two. See, sometimes it works out real good for you. Oh, no, he's going to be getting a penalty here, so penalty going to be assessed on Blastcamp. That might do it as two bodies walk off. It's going to be a major penalty. It goes down to a possible one-on-one here.
One-on-one or
the
two-on-one.
chaos sets in. There's for sure one player left alive here for Arsenal.
And one,
the back center's not hot, Rich. Sorry, it's on the screen.
Yep. Blastcamp definitely has one player left alive, Matt. He's moving. But I think there's a second player on the top side as well.
Is it top back corner on the D side?
No, it's there, Dorito 4, and the back. So it's 2-on-1 Blastcamp advantage.
Okay, yeah. So Blastcamp does have a body on the top side. He's on to Arsenal's side of the field, and he's going to get the kill on him. Oh, that is just a tough
heartbreaker.
Yeah, a little bit of a tough break here because it looked like for a second that Arsenal was going to have the opportunity to get back in this one, the run through. But another instance where the major happens and it doesn't hurt the team that got the major. So sometimes
it's worth the
risk.
Worth the squeeze.
Yeah, sometimes the juice is worth the squeeze. So that is going to do it here as Blast Camp holds off Arsenal, and they're going to punch their ticket moving on in this tournament. So thank you guys so much for joining us as we're just getting things rolling. We're going to be heading in to the pro quarterfinals right now. It's going to be the LA Infamous boys taking on Tampa Bay Damage. Both those teams, they were in the same bracket of death with Dynasty, Damage, Infamous, Diesel, and X Factor. So potential favorite to win the event moving out of that game. But also can't forget about Energy Elite, young and hungry, making another Sunday. Some big athletic guys that really have been impressive, but they're going to play San Diego Aftermath, who looked really good and had some really close games, so they're tuned up too. That's going down next here. GoSports.com 2022 NXL Lone Star Open. I'm Matty Marshall, Rich Telford. We'll be right back.
You still got. I'm not just saying that because you're my buddy. And we started back in the day.
Yeah,
I got some funny Thomas Taylor stories.
Tell that
on how
story later.
Yeah, we'll tell it for a different interview. But let's talk about the squad. How you're feeling here? Crazy blind layout. But you are no stranger to walking fields. You have a highly intelligent and experienced team with a lot of veterans on it. What are your thoughts just right off the break here as far as this blind layout and what it's going to take to win this tournament?
Well, first off, I'm already a proponent of doing blind layouts. I think it would be better for growth of paintball in general, bringing up new players, allowing them to get in the mix. So I'm all about it. This particular blind layout is a little different than we've ever seen, so I like it. As far as us, we have some of the old school, we have some of the new school, and really, truly, it's just getting us all on the same page. So we've been here for hours talking about this, and everybody has a different idea currently of what we should do or how we're going to do it. And so I think we went away from that, and right now we're focusing situations. I think you're going to see a lot of the top teams, the teams that are around doing that, and I think you're going to see some of the newer teams just throwing Hail Marys out here. And it's a field you can throw Hail Marys on, right? So can they win those battles when they're doing that? For us, we're going to do our homework tonight, and we're going to watch games tomorrow. And I think, one of the reasons I think this is the coolest thing about blind layouts and where the NXL has been missing a lot of series is with blind layouts, you're going to see all these teams, you're going to see everybody full here. Everybody going to be here all day long. And no offense to GoSports, but that's for the people at home. Right now, we use GoSports for the people that are here, right? We play our game, we go back, and we watch GoSports in the hotel, drink our cold water.
Doing your homework.
Ice, massage our legs.
Air conditioning.
Right, and people aren't here, and we're not being able to interact with many people. So I think this is going to be cool. You're going to see the teams here all day long, every day. And, dude, I'm excited. Come on, back when we were walking 18,
20 years, baby, you're still stoked.
Yo,
it's great to see.
How many 7-man fields did we used to go watch, right?
A ton.
Yeah, right, and we're drawing with our scratch paper and, our little things. So I think it's really cool. I like blind layouts. I think this is going to be fun. And I honestly just think for the viewers at home, get ready because this is going to be a fun layout in general.
Yeah, I think it is going to be highly entertaining. My last question here is about the squad, LA Infamous.
Yes.
A favorite now. Back into that upper echelon. Last year, we were just waiting for you guys to take a win. It didn't happen. This year, I feel you guys are a favorite at every event that you partake in. So what is the vibe on the squad right now?
I think the vibe is good. We believe that we have a winning squad. We believe that we have a top squad. We believe that we make too many mistakes. And, that is what's kept us out of taking that first place trophy. That's what kept me from sticking Golden Barrel last year, right? Was one kill off from that thing. So close. And even one of those before I retire. So I'll play for till I'm 40 or something. Oh, wait, I'm already there. 70. So we believe in ourselves. We have had some roster change up. We've had some people that aren't here. We've had some injuries. So we'll see how we put it together. But, we're depth. We got depth, and we're contenders. And, so we're coming to bang, as always. That's what the squad brings, right?
Thomas Taylor, I love watching you play. Big fan of the squad, man. Travis Lemansky has just done such an amazing job with his brand and the team, building up a potential champion again. So we're going to have to see here at the Lone Star Open if Infamous can finally pull off that long-awaited win. Thomas, best of luck.
Yeah, baby. God bless.
Next stop on the 2022 NXL Tour, Dallas, Texas, for the second event of the season, the Lone Star Open.
2022 season is officially underway.
In a drastic expansion since last year's Open events, 16 of the 20 pro teams will be in attendance for this blind layout battle, including the Latin Saints, Level, Aftermath, Impact, Heat, Damage, Infamous, ML Kings, Revo, and X Factor.
Welcome back, 2022 NXL Lone Star Open. I'm Matty Marshall with Rich Telford, and we're here at Giant Party Sports, a little northeast of Dallas, Texas. And we're going to be watching Los Angeles Infamous take on Tampa Bay Damage. Both these teams fought through the bracket of death to get here, so they looked really good, and you had to win kind of a mini tournament just to even get into the quarterfinals, and then they face each other yet again. So in the first point here, Thomas Taylor. Sean Salcedo is going to, and he's just got picked up by Infamous playing so well here. Left-hand side of your screen, he runs up to the wedge. He's looking towards that top side, and then on the bottom side, looks like Harrison Fry gets clipped trying to get in. Thomas Taylor filters out behind him, though.
Nate got caught on the top side too, Matty. So 5-on-3 advantage here early on for Damage. Oh. Shorty gets caught going over the center there, so 2 players left by for Infamous.
Last time that these two teams played was the very first game of the prelims for them, and Infamous won by 1 point.
That was a bloodbath
It
match,
was an
right?
8-7 match.
Yeah, and Damage started way up in that match, and Infamous came back, right?
Yes, it was a come-from-behind victory. And it looks like Tampa Bay Damage is going to start this one nicely yet again. On that top side, that was the strength. 3 bodies over there. Looks like they had Chad Bougier.
All 5 alive.
And Smith. I can't see who that last body was. I think it was Brad. So, or Jacob. It was Brad. It was Brad. Similar body type, but Jacob's bigger.
Yes. Small, medium, and large with Brad, Jacob, and
Yeah, but they're all thicker guys, though.
Yes, yes.
Walk with a swagger.
And you like your guys a little thicker, don't you?
Hey, man, you know, you like what you like, Rich, right?
I'm not judging. Energy about to start from the left side of the field. Energy really doing a good job getting to the next tier. And that next tier, when you're, one of the pro teams, is trying to consistently get to Sunday. And I think they've, kind of gotten there. They've been on Sunday the last 2 events. So really good for their program.
Energy Elite here in the green, starting on the red side of the field. And they're going to hit the deck call. Abel all the way up into Snake 2. He's going to look at that inside lane and try to get across, but they... doing a trade bodies here, taking on San Diego Aftermath as body coming off. And two bodies, Kim walking, 3 bodies coming off for Aftermath here. Caleb Abel's going on, running a kill racket right now. Bottom side goes through the Doritos.
That was a great trade out there in the middle because that released Caleb Abel on the bottom side here, Matt.
Weaver catching up here with Abel and figuring out there's 1 more body left alive in the Snake. And that is going to do it. Nice job to close by Weaver and Abel here for Energy Elite. So Energy Elite just high-paced. They're a high-volume, high-paced game.
Yep.
They like to run at you. They want to push the issue, and Tampa Bay Damage can do that too. So
not the knock, but the immaturity of Energy so far is
not Tampa Bay Damage, but Aftermath can play fast too.
For sure. Energy starts really strong. They have really, really good team play. They go up a couple points. We're gonna have to see if they can stay on the gas and then keep ahead adjustment-wise.
Yeah.
Which is hard, right? That's the hardest thing to do.
That's the whole thing, right? I mean, it's the adjustments, the fighting through adversity. Sunday is you're here with the best of the best right now, and see if Damage can keep it up here against Infamous.
It looked almost flawless that first point.
Yeah, again, in the match, very first match that these teams had in the bracket of death was a big lead put up by Damage, and then a real amazing comeback from Infamous to win the game. So
here we go, Keith Brown digging out to that corner. He likes to start off in the corner there, Matt, on the bottom side.
Yeah, Keith Brown getting out wide and moving up the field as well, too. Taking the wedge. Here goes on a delay. Sean Salcedo to the wedge. 5-on-5 break. Oh, first body to drop is going to be McCurley. So Brad McCurley dying from the tower.
Yep. Sean Salcedo up the center for Infamous.
Holiday up at the wedge.
Shorty's been doing a really good job up there for Infamous, going up and just shutting down either side of the field.
Holiday trying to call a shot, but not able to get a shot on Harrison.
Yeah, I think he thinks he got him through the crack there. There's a small crack there between the beam and the brick, and Holiday's been pumping paint through there.
Well, they have 3 bodies from Salcedo on over, as it looks like Ryan Hall's going to be the first to take walks. 4-on-4 here A little bit better field position, though, for Infamous, as they have a body in the snake and a body with Taylor at the mini brick. Here comes Holiday. Holiday's going to come through. Is he going to get anybody, though? Got to be careful not to get a penalty in that situation, but this is the blessing of having so many attackers on that side, is that even though it cost Thomas his body. Oh, but Keith Brown sneaks in there, and he gets the shot cross field, but he's completely open here. He's kind of using the mini wall to block out. He gets a shot on Harrison. Keith Brown is feasting right now.
Gets 2 pieces inside. Great field awareness there from Keith. For half of a second, looks outside, looks back inside, gets 2 kills. Great job for Keith Brown pulling that point back for Tampa Bay Damage.
That was a clutch performance from Keith Brown. It was not looking good for Damage.
Infamous was just about to snatch that point with Harrison Fry up there on the top side.
Yeah, but it looks like Horn and Jacob Edwards also in there, too. So that one, Jacob was holding tough.
And Jacob made a good fill out of back center to get in the bottom tower and support Keith over here on the bottom side.
Yeah.
Damage, like I said earlier, really looking good in this first match.
Is that what you said earlier?
Yep, I said they're going to look really good in this match.
Did you? Okay.
Hey.
No, it's not like you didn't not say they weren't going to play well.
Listen, man, everyone's playing well here.
Look, as everyone knows, whoever's playing well, that's Rich's dark horse.
For sure. I mean, the better you're playing, the more likely you're going to be one of my dark horses. If you're not playing well, forget about it.
Cody Minkowski giving his teammates some information here. Leader on the squad.
Let's see if Aftermath can figure out how to come back and beat NRG. NRG with 5 alive. They did get a bounce in the center going up the field, but got there alive. Frank Antitomaso making the snake on the bottom for the attacking side of the field for Aftermath. Aftermath losing the first play in the center of the field, Matty. So 4-on-5 advantage here for NRG. That's going to make it a little bit harder for Frank to get through this gap on the snake side because there's no one in a position to take out. Oh, the NRG player is getting pulled. He checked himself on the break. He got bounced on the break, but it looks like one broke too. So 2 NRG players taking a walk now. 4-on-3 advantage.
Oh, yeah, and I'm sorry, Rich, but another one too as Buffin runs to his death. So Aftermath try to get into this matchup with the first point on the board with Antitomaso here in the snake and winning some gunfights. They did risk that body all the way to the 50 with whoever's wearing Woodley's jersey, but didn't work out. But then Antitomaso takes over. He's just so consistent. Don't see him die early much. And then in Aftermath, we know that they're great gunfighters, man.
For sure.
They train.
Oh, Frank just got shot.
It's a team that plays a lot of paintball. So Aftermath, I feel like their gunfighting they have a lot of skills, but that's a little bit of an underrated skill for them.
For sure. They're really good gunfighters, and they do grind. They spend a lot of team time working hard out there.
Look at this beautiful move outside wide to get a shot on Frank, but it bounces. So Energy Elite was able to put a ball on Antitomaso, but it bounced right off his shoulder.
Frank had 2 or 3 good bounces that game. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Oh, good comeback point there for Aftermath.
Or to be built like a linebacker. He's got the extra padding on the shoulders.
That's right. You can't shoot my trap, bro. And Energy, good breakout there. I saw the player in the tower I thought he got bounced. He checked himself, but there was a hit on him as well, and that's just kind of a rookie move, drawing that penalty, because you're going to have a real tough time beating that team down a player.
Yeah, so and Aftermath is just chilling at the buzzer right now, letting time burn off this clock, and Energy Elite is letting them do so. So, I mean, yeah, we're cool with that too. Keep us on schedule. We got a lot of paintball to play. Aftermath all just having a little tiny conference there, and Frank. I was thinking Frank doesn't like doing this, or no, that was Mesa. No, so okay, yeah. So that was Mesa that was sitting there, and he's like, "All right, I had enough. I'm just gonna hit this. We're gonna be playing some more paintball." It's only tied up 1-1.
Yeah.
So now
a little early in the match.
Well, Infamous needs to wake up a little bit. They often get off to slow starts in matches.
They do, and then they force themselves to dig deep, but they seem like they can always do it. So
it is funny that over the years, Infamous has been that team that kind of needs to get punched in the face before they start playing their best game.
Well, just so you know, Matt, when you're hungover and you start to play, it takes a little while to kind of get the blood flowing. But once the blood starts flowing, the oxygen gets in the brain.
I've never done that, so I'm glad that you're giving me the information.
Yeah, so. Just so you know. I'm just, heads up for everybody out there.
Good looking out.
Yeah. So far, Tampa Bay Damage looking real good here. Up by 2. Plenty of time left. Just under 13 minutes. Infamous needs some offense from Harrison Fry. He makes the snake on the break on the bottom side.
Damage with the big bite on the top side into the brick, but also on the bottom side here, Infamous with the big bite. They do lose 2 bodies. Was that a penalty, Rich?
He had his hand on the flag, but I don't think
it looked like they lose Schrader, I believe, definitely Thomas Taylor. So just 3 bodies alive right now for Infamous, but 2 of them in really good spots.
Yep.
With Sean Salcedo wearing Cali Rudolph's jersey. He's not here. Salcedo, new pickup. He's been playing great. Here comes Harrison Fry. He tries to get through the gap and makes it clean.
And what you and I had talked about yesterday with Harrison was he was really getting up here well, but he wasn't taking that next bite and getting to that next Dorito where he can maybe get a few more kills from. He's kind of getting caught here and dinked out from the 50.
Yeah, well, the thing is that Harrison has had so much success the past couple seasons, and he has been elite. So we have there's a really big bar for Harrison right now. He's set the bar high for himself, so if he's not playing at a 10 all the time, we're like, what's going on with Harrison? But that's what you get, Harrison, for being so good now, man.
Yeah, Harrison, suck it. Harrison wrapping there.
So step it up.
Yeah, he's gonna put pressure on the bottom side can in the back center. He's got the insert bunker on the top side shooting across at him, trying to keep him from going forward into their Dorito.
Well, this is just a tough thing, right? If you ever play Damage can play fast, so they play fast, they put up 2 points playing fast. And now they take some ground, and then now they're just going to try to burn clock. They shot bodies, so Infamous is already in a bad spot.
Yeah, 5-on-2 now. 5-on-1.
Yeah, and so the Infamous just needs to blow this horn. Because now Fry's going to have to go back and clean up. Probably going to have to replace all those pods because Mikey Warren just punished him. Yeah. And Mikey's waving by. Harrison likes to chirp a little bit too, so that's definitely going to happen, you know. Yeah, so here we go.
Here we go. Energy going to be breaking out from the left side of the field. Aftermath from the right. First point was all Energy. Second point was mostly all Aftermath. After that early penalty.
I thought you had him in. No. I'm just completely missed him.
Caleb Abel has been doing a good job of getting outside here on the bottom side and attacking for NRG. Austin's been staying alive in this tower over here pretty well. Aftermath has had Mike Mesa following up on the snake side. Thomas Kim attacking well on the Dorito side. Thomas Kim gets the Dorito too. Joe Barrett up the center. Lay down. He's going to look to shut down Caleb Abel over here on the bottom side.
Yeah, and making it into Snake 1 here for Aftermath top side.
Yeah, Energy with a conservative breakout went across the back, now releasing up the center. Aftermath attacking on both tapes, Matt. I feel like Aftermath has a little bit better read on this field.
Yeah, Aftermath, they were the last team out here last night. We were here till dark, and they were the very last team to leave this field, so that's always a good sign.
It is, and for me, it's one of those things where if you don't win after that, you can walk away with your head high because you're like, hey, man, we did everything we could.
Yeah.
It didn't work out, but not for our lack of effort.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so hats off to Aftermath and Mike Hinman for doing the work.
They're getting so close. They're getting very close.
They're doing all the things they need to do. Eventually, it's going to happen.
They play, like we talked about in that first one, they play so much paintball.
Yep.
But did Caleb just get shot? No,
Caleb's weird,
Caleb's getting crafty. Look at this. Caleb Abel all the way out, trying to get a shot on another crafty player in Thomas Kim, but he's going to be losing his teammate in the center of the field. That's kind of a tough death for Energy Elite here in a tie ball game playing on Sunday.
Aftermath moving to Energy side of the field now, Matt.
Yeah, just a little bit more aggressive here. We thought that Energy Elite would be the more aggressive team, as that was a little bit of a knock on Aftermath as they've started this new version of the squad, but I'll tell you what, they really have ticked up the aggression. You can't really say that much about Aftermath anymore.
Yeah, that was a very big concern of mine in the past, is that Aftermath was just always putting themselves in a position to sit in the back, shoot their guns, and just rely on the fact that they were a better team.
There goes Castro. Got shot off that top side here for Aftermath, but not after he did a little bit of damage, I believe. I think he was the player who shot that center body for Energy Elite.
Aftermath with Thomas Kim in the bottom, Joe Barrett in the middle, one of them on the top. I can't see who's on the top, Matt. So 3 Aftermath players left alive. I can see 2 Energy players. There might be a third one in the Dorito corner or in the back center. So it's either 2-on-3 or 3-on-3 here, Matty.
Yeah, Thomas Kim goes inside and then gets a little running start to get outside to D3, trying to be as safe as possible. Caleb Abel
almost got caught out
there.
Yeah,
he did. I like the craftiness, though.
Me too.
Caleb Abel's a cerebral player. He's a thinking
and he
man,
uses his head
player.
a lot, too.
And, but
there's a fourth
playing on his skills, though. I mean,
fourth player for Aftermath.
Yeah, Aftermath, it's a close game, and it's a close point, but they have complete control of this field.
Yep.
They have the 50 on the top side. They have the 50 in the center with Barrett. Thomas Kim is in D4. Caleb Abel is kind of the last hope here, unless Weaver, who's also got his shot dialed towards that side, he might have shot Castro. So, but Caleb Abel in an offensive position. Oh, almost catches Joe Barrett on the inside, but Barrett dodges the ball. And then Barrett establishes on the stream and then starts shooting, just pump and paint through that lane in case Caleb Abel gets a little crazy, wants to go run down Thomas Kim.
I was going to say, Caleb Abel needs to somehow.
And there he goes. Caleb does just that. And he gets all the way through, and he shoots Kim. So Barrett came off that lane, and then Caleb just timed it perfect.
What a ballsy move, man. That was amazing. And look. Wow.
And they shoot Frank out. Caleb Abel's getting good. That was a nasty
He's
move.
been good for a while now.
He has been good for a while, but he's tearing up still.
I agree 100%, man. And that was such a ballsy move, being by himself over here. Basically, it was island to island over here, right?
Yeah, and then Energy Elite sends another body this way. Caleb does end up get taken out. So nice little read and react here from Aftermath. Oh, and they roll around. They shoot Weaver, too.
This is going to feel – there was a 4-on-2, Matt. Now it's a 2-on-2.
Yeah, crazy point.
Energy not playing good team ball here at the end.
Energy making big moves, though, on the counter punch up that top side, and no one knows that he's there. Mike Mesa has no idea he's about to get shot in the side. Beautiful job by Energy Elite on the top side of that field with, I believe, Jason Dennis, who's been balling out this weekend, too. Energy Elite's getting deep. They pared their roster down. I think they only have 8 here.
Yep.
But I like the 8 that they brought to this event.
I do, too. Man, that was an amazing point from NRG. That was a point that you see a much more mature team win that point, right? Down on bodies, down on position. Caleb Abel makes a huge move, and then they follow him up. They drop a couple bodies, and they follow back up. Great game there for NRG.
Yeah,
great point.
Taking the point. That was a blow for blow, back and forth point.
It also kind of illustrates for Aftermath that, hey, man, if you're in all those positions with all those bodies, you can't just wait and hope the other team starts running into your guns. Like, they're down on bodies, and you're in position. You got to go drop the hammer. They're not going to make those positions. You got to, control that field.
A well-fought game, back and forth. I mean, yeah, Aftermath got beat that point, but they played that one pretty well. Just Energy Elite outplayed them.
They played 60 or 70% of that point perfectly, and then just didn't make the last 30%.
Yeah, it's like Aftermath was at like a 7 or 8 in that point, and Energy Elite was at a 9, 8.5 or a 9.
Got some male models down here showing off for all the fans.
Oh my God, Harris, put your shirt back on, bro. No, I'm just kidding.
The girls are just flocking around the stands, and now we know why. Damage losing their first player, Brad McCurley from that tower.
In their defense, they're from the Northeast, and they haven't seen the sun in like 5 months. So, yeah, so Keith Brown here's Damage is just dominant so far here against Infamous. This is almost exactly what we saw in the first game that they played, but now Damage is losing 3 bodies on a minor penalty on Keith Brown. They had lost another one earlier here on either, I think that was Brad.
Yeah, Infamous,
and then now they're going to lose Holiday.
Infamous needs this to get back in this match. They were down by 3. Maybe this can get the mojo flowing for them.
Hey,
again.
pretty standard Infamous paintball. Spot the other team 3 and then start making your run.
Yeah, they'd like to spot the other team 3 or 4 points and then really get into the match. Otherwise, it wouldn't be challenging, Matt.
Yeah, Infamous they love this, like Dynasty, love to make things dramatic.
Oh, guys, look at us. We started down by 4.
Did you see that 4-point come from behind victory that we had? We were down 4. I'm like, yeah, saw it. It was amazing. No, it's just funny because Infamous, they give themselves a hard time about this constantly. Every time we have the Infamous guys up here, it doesn't matter who it is, start talking about this. They're like, well, we like to get off to a slow start. We haven't figured out why in the past 10 years, but for some reason it's
definitely not because
as the Floridians would say, facts.
Yeah, it's just facts. It's just facts.
So we got a awesome set of paintball here today, Giant Sports. It has been a beautiful morning so far. A little overcast past couple days, but it's looking pretty good.
Thank you, G.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. We'll call that the Matty Marshall special.
No, that's the Gio DeGidio special. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Bear.
Got the man himself, Gio. So back into this match here. It's a close one. We got Aftermath. And Aftermath going to be losing. Who is wearing Woodley's jersey? Somebody could text me that. That would be great. But Frank Antetomaso here is into Snake 1.
Frank's been a great pickup for Aftermath. He's just so solid.
Frank is a beast. He's so consistent. He can play offense and defense. He's an athlete, played college football.
Yeah,
Tough
he goes
dude.
both ways. It's great.
Yeah.
Energy doing a good job of getting to the top 50 map, but then also getting to the center 50 wing and cutting off Frank here on the bottom.
So on the break, on the next move up, is Aftermath going to be getting into D2. But Energy Elite, man, the offense works for them.
It does.
It's their style, right?
It's their natural feeling. Like that's their reset is to go offense, and I love that.
Yeah, and so they're again with, I believe, Abel at the 50-yard line, top side. 6 minutes and 42 seconds left, so some time left for Aftermath to get back in this match.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, this match just basically started. I mean, it's only a 1-point match with 6 minutes left, so there's plenty of time in this match. Energy communicating well from those back two towers, Matt. The can on the top side, bottom side, tower on the top side.
Yeah. It's an Energy Elite, again, on that top side here, just doing a really good job.
Look at Frank trying to figure out this puzzle, Matt. He's like, maybe if I go so low they don't know I'm there, then I can get my gun up and win this first gunfight.
Yeah, so, and Frank needs it, right? Out on an island here on the snake side. Oh, did he just get clipped? Oh, Frank Antetomaso getting clipped out of that spot. Here comes Mike Mesa. Mike Mesa trying to make a big move up that 50. And then here comes a little damage control done by Caleb Abel again. I believe that's Abel, as he is just, again, after it, man. With Bowen here in the center as well, too. And then here comes the Energy Elite, pumped up right now, about to go up 2 points here on San Diego Aftermath, who on paper definitely, I mean, based on what we've seen the past year and a half, yeah, Aftermath should be winning this game, but that's not how it works out
Nobody
here.
told Energy.
Yeah.
Shh. Someone should have let them know.
And so Energy Elite putting that 3rd point on the board here. And a 2-point lead. Now, enough time for Aftermath to come back, though.
For sure.
Enough time. But
and Aftermath has enough depth.
But they're getting beat on the aggression. They're definitely getting beat on the aggression here. So they need to focus. They need to try to figure it out. They need to get up the field. They need to get the field alive.
And it's kind of becoming a race to the 50. The team that gets there first establishes it, makes it so hard for the other team to try to get up there and catch up and get back in the game. Really, the move that Caleb Abel made earlier is one of the few moves that we've seen that's been able to turn the tides when one of the teams has got the penetration. I said penetration.
So here now with 3-1 the score. 10 minutes and 24 seconds left to go as Infamous dives Harrison Fry into Snake 1. Damage losing a body, and it's going to be Jacob Edwards coming off.
Infamous with 5 live manage, so 5-on-4 advantage here early on for Infamous. Harrison Fry getting to that wing. He's got to try to work himself from Snake 2 into the bottom side 50. He was struggling yesterday. He was getting there, but he wasn't able to stay there alive and wasn't able to get many kills out of there.
Harrison Fry gets through the gap here to the 50-yard line. Again, down by 2, but a ton of time to work with here as we've had some fast points. Thomas Taylor has been outstanding for Infamous this weekend. Infamous has a really deep roster, and Thomas Taylor is like 42 years old. So and he's just still doing it, man. He's still got it. He's still got full capacity.
It really doesn't matter how old you are if you can go out and do your job, right? Whatever your job is on the field, you know, and obviously Thomas started off being the first attacker, and now he's playing like the second attacker, the third attacker, sometimes the 6th or 7th attacker.
Yeah.
But he's still able to go out and do his job, and while he can do that, there's always going to be a spot on the team for him.
Yeah.
Thomas now moving forward into the inside brick. Damage losing their second player over here in the bottom side can. Couldn't see who that was. Maybe Agent Smith. Hard to see.
Yeah, so here as Thomas Taylor tries to cut through the gap in the center field. Gets taken out.
Yeah, Infamous drops 2 bodies, Matt. This is a 3-on-3 now. This point devolved very quickly from a 5-on-4 to a 3-on-3.
Infamous needs it. As Sean Salcedo, Harrison Fry still alive. Here comes Salcedo.
Shorty's been, they've been playing Shorty every single point, and he deserves it. He's playing amazing up there in the middle for Infamous, just consistently going up there doing work, not getting penalties, not, making mistakes, not getting shot on the break, not being predictable. He's getting up there almost every point, and almost every point he's a body or 2 up. So really good job, Shorty. Keep up the good work, buddy. And Travis, good job bringing him in and putting him in that starting lineup.
Yeah, so
Energy getting ready to break out here from the left side of the field. They've got a 2-point lead. They came up real strong the first point, kind of got handed to them the second point, but the 3rd point and 4th point came back strong again. Aftermath losing the breakouts a little bit, having a hard time pushing through the middle. I do like Joe Barrett going through the middle, playing that D-ball that he was doing earlier. He was doing a good job of shutting down that side. See if they can maybe start doing that again. But honestly, Caleb Abel is becoming kind of a superstar, one of those really notable guys for NRG. Able to go out there and just make big things happen all by himself, and that's what you're looking for kind of as a new team.
So it's Troy Erickson who's wearing Woodley's jersey, who's been running up the center, taking it over for Barrett when Barrett's not playing. So Barrett in this point, and Barrett's going to go toe-to-toe here with Geiger.
Yeah, Aftermath dropping 2 bodies early, Matt.
Or no, with Bowen.
First attacker here, and then trading out the middle. Caleb Abel breaking out to the bottom side, getting to that snake 2. Aftermath, though, is in the top side Dorito for Aftermath. Aftermath 2 players now on the top side Dorito and the top side 50, Matt. Caleb Abel is in the bottom 50 for NRG, and now going past for NRG. So both teams have penetrated through the other team's 50.
Yeah, Caleb Abel here, just outstanding for Energy Elite here this weekend.
Look at this
and
big,
here comes a big move here from Hallberg. Hallberg with the counterattack here. He's going to coast and take out Abel, take this 50-yard line. Still looking at 2 bodies in front of him, though. 4 minutes and 49 seconds. Little tactical retreat here for Hallberg. Looking inside, trying to count bodies.
Great
Doesn't
move
have
there.
much help, though. I think he might be the only body left alive. Do you see another body out there?
I do not, Matt.
Yeah, I don't either. In the chaos of this point.
I was so busy watching him make that huge sweeping run that I lost count.
Well, Anto Tomaso was walking off dead. I think it might be. They're definitely playing like the 50 is hot over there, but Frank is walking off dead. He's been the attacker on that side.
There were 2 players, though, one in the Dorito, one in the 50, so there's probably 1 player left alive. It's probably a 2-on-2, Matty.
Hallberg's going to cut the seam, go to the middle. He's going to go to the 50 brick and look to try to bait Dennis to make that move into the 50.
Yeah, if
or into the snake 1.
If Aftermath can pull this back, they should definitely commend Hallberg, because he saved this point. This point was all but over, and Hallberg made a huge hero move, much like Caleb Abel's move a couple points ago, to get Aftermath back in this point.
Yeah, so Energy Elite, though, with the 2-point lead and under 4 minutes to go, just trying to burn clock off and hope to catch Aftermath making a mistake. Hallberg's been playing every single spot on this side of the field, trying to figure out how to cross this gap. And there's that 3rd body in the back corner bunker he's been really worried about. Doesn't want to get sloppy here. I think that's actually Dennis in that back corner bunker. Now he moves up into D2, and Hallberg just went into the 50, so he does not know that move was made into D2.
I didn't know the guy for Energy was in that corner the whole game. I'm sorry. I thought this was a 2-on-2 or 2-on-1 for sure.
Hallberg,
but Energy with a 2-point lead, I can see why they're just complacent to sit back and relax and try to burn some time off.
Oh, and then here comes Hallberg, after playing every single spot, ends up getting bunkered out by Weaver.
Wow,
and Energy Elite going to put another point on the board. So backs to the wall here, not looking good for Aftermath. They need to tighten things up, and they are just not able to match the aggression here of Energy Elite, who's just taking tons of spots and making shots.
Yep, damage coming back out with Infamous. Energy got to be the team to talk about right now, right? On the
they keep playing this way?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, Level stole a lot of the up-and-coming team's thunder.
Great job, Level.
By making it all the way to the semifinals in taking 3rd place. And that's what Energy Elite's trying to do right now. They're trying to punch their ticket to the semifinals. And the winner of this game will be playing the winner of the Damage and Infamous match. And if Energy Elite can take down Aftermath, and then, Damage right now currently with the lead, but yeah, I mean, it very well, they're playing excellent paintball.
Keith Brown digging out to the corner. Holiday through the center. Damage 5 alive. Infamous 5 alive. Jacob Edwards secondarying to the can on the top side. Thomas Taylor taking the walk now on the top side for Infamous. 4-on-5 advantage here for Tampa Bay Damage. Up by 1 point with 6:25 left in this match.
Yeah, so much more time left in this one.
Beautiful morning here at Giant Sports Park.
Yeah, it's just a gorgeous facility, gorgeous day, and we've had some great paintball.
Yeah,
Infamous right now, though, Rich, trying to mount yet another come-from-behind victory here.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay Damage trying to hold on to this lead. They took some ground, and they're playing smart.
Oh, they have plenty of time, right?
Well,
6 minutes left in this match.
Rich, when we had Joey Blute up here, he was talking about how, you can't play defense from these back bunkers. You have to take ground, then play defense.
I agree.
So sure enough, look at Tampa Bay Damage getting into some good spots. They sent Holiday off the break up to the wedge. They get Keith Brown into Snake 1, and 5 bodies alive, looking good. Also have a body in D2. So real good field position here for Damage with the lead. But Infamous does have a body into Snake 2 top side, and looking like he wants to get across to get to that 50-yard line.
And that's becoming the battle, is getting across to the 50 and across to the Dorito, trying to get past the guy in the middle. That's like that's the survive the breakout, and who can beat who to that 50 snake or to that to their Dorito.
Yeah,
is becoming the story of the majority of these points, which is kind of crazy because usually it's a little bit more technical than that, but this is getting pretty basic here. If this guy beats this guy gets here is real bad.
Keith Brown crawling up. Referee's going to come and check out Holiday as Harrison Fry launches to that 50, but it looks like Holiday's clean. As also damage moving up into D3. Oh, minor penalty going to be assessed, though, on Tampa Bay damage as Holiday looking at the referee saying, really? But Nate Schrader comes off as that. Here comes the move. Tampa Bay major penalty now going to be assessed on Jacob Edwards. That's 2 separate penalties, ruining Damage's chance, and I don't know if they had enough bodies to pull.
Hopefully they did.
Yeah, I mean, that's 3 bodies that would have been pulled on penalties, so I don't know if they had enough bodies.
Nope.
No, they didn't.
Well,
so it's going to stop the...
Certainly the last guy was pulled. Yeah, Will Hennessy down there modeling for all the girls. Him and Harris have a lot of girls down there flocking around them.
Yeah, I'm not very tan, so I'm not going to make fun of them. But, yeah, so different on the game clock here in this one between Energy Elite and Aftermath. 3 minutes and 10 seconds left for Aftermath to score 3 to tie. So they really are going to have to just recklessly attack. They're almost run out of time to do anything else but that.
Outside objective, like if I'm like the ghost coach for Aftermath, like I want them to do well. I'm kind of coaching them from the sidelines. What I really want to see here is pace. They have 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Whether they win or lose this match, I want to see them go out and be able to play 3 points in about a 1 minute pace per point. Does that make sense? So that even if we don't win this, we come away from something we've kind of accomplished that small goal.
You got a minute per point.
Yeah, don't go out there and play 2.5 minute first point.
So on the breakout here, Aftermath is going to spread the field here. On the bottom side, they're going to take a lot of real estate in the center, and they're going to shoot a body on the breaks. 4 on 5. Oh, they lose Erickson, though. And
4 on 4, Matty.
Yeah, here comes Castro. Cousin Castro going to get into Snake 2s, looking to move. He gets checked on that spot, feeling lots of pressure. As another Energy, I think that's the same body, so it should be 4 on 4.
Energy is into Aftermath side of the field, though, on top side, though, Matty.
Oh, but Castro gets his head blown off here, so that's a tough death for him. But
Cousin was wheeling dealing, trying to get in there, Matty.
Yeah, that's the thing. At this point, can't really knock Aftermath for playing aggressive. They need a 1 minute per point.
Listen, no matter what, that's that kid's job. Whether they're up or down on points, you've got to come to this bunker and try to gunfight people and go in.
They lose Thomas Kim, too, after Energy Elite is going to be losing Abel and also Mike Mesa walking off. So bodies dropping from both sides, but it looks like the towel going to be thrown in here for Aftermath, and that might seal the deal, Rich. That might be enough.
That's enough.
Yeah, because now 4 points in maybe 2 minutes. Good luck. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Not the way that Energy Elite is playing this field. This field just seems to be perfect for their style.
Well, and Aftermath made some spots on the break, but then they didn't really capitalize from those spots. You've got to get there with your gun up first, cancel the other guy's move, get that kill, and then kind of go forward when you're down by 3 points with 3 minutes left.
Yeah. And again, if you are playing this event, you get one complimentary entrance for roster team members who have been playing this event here at Giant Sports. And also, there's another deal that Gio was saying something about paint, but the game was going on and couldn't quite hear, so we'll get that information for you.
It's $29 a case of paint, which is a really low price, free entry and play.
Okay, cool.
So you can basically come here for $30 and play with against some of the best players in the world. Just so you know, I made all that up.
I thought I heard 29,
that's
but
I'm
not trying to quote a price.
I definitely quoted a price, but I'm not sure if that's the one I heard.
Hey guys, I also thought I heard
come on
that
out,
too.
Say Matt Marshall's name, get free paint, get free play.
Yeah.
That bunker must have a hole in it out there. It looks like they're replacing a bunker on the field here.
Little public service announcement. If you do see us in the VIP and we have our headphones on, those are noise-canceling headphones.
Yes.
Cannot hear anything that you're saying.
As you're talking to us and we're nodding our head, we're doing that because we're being polite and we love you, but we actually can't hear anything you're saying. Now, Matt reads lips, so if he doesn't answer you, that he's just being rude.
That
I
is
have no idea.
another one of just a flagrant lie.
Flagrant. Just flagrant.
False. That's false.
No part of that statement was
fake
true.
News. So this is another great infamous damage match. Oh, it looks like they're replacing a bunker.
We can't afford another blue and red wing, for God's sakes. I can't work with a yellow and black. How am I going to commentate on that, Matt? This is ridiculous.
Not the prettiest bunker, but it will do.
You know what? We're strong. We can get through this together, Matt.
Who punched a hole in that one?
I don't know. That bunker has been getting had a lot of battles go on this weekend, though.
Yeah,
sure.
that is very true.
That's been the pinnacle gap the whole week.
Taking a lot of damage.
Yeah. Infamous is standing in the shadows of the bunkers, trying to keep their paint out of the sun, so their paint can be as brittle as possible. Give them their best chance for success on the break. Tie game here, 3-3. We talked about earlier, Infamous does like to spot the other teams a few points. Otherwise, they don't feel like it would be fair. Now they've come back, tied up this point. Although the last point was pretty chaotic. I don't know if we can give the credit to Infamous there or take the credit away from Damage, more likely. Damage doing that same breakout, 5 across the back line. Super conservative. They do shoot Harrison Fry. Thomas Taylor releases to the brick inside the snake. Shockingly, Salcedo going up the center, locking down the right-hand side of the field. 4-on-5 advantage here for Tampa Bay Damage, up by 1 body, but with a disadvantage in field position. This is that same look that we've been seeing a little that Revo really liked, Matty, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Salcedo taking an early walk. I think that's the first time I've seen him get shot out early.
Well, they also get a body into D2 here for Infamous, top side.
So 3-on-5 advantage here for Tampa Bay Damage.
Tampa Bay mirrors up that move, but they lose Chad Bougier, so.
Yeah, 4-on-3. Both teams communicate really, really well. Very closely contested match. Just inside of 6 minutes left. This is the second meeting of these two teams. The first one was a really good match as well. Hope you got to watch that earlier. These teams are just going back and forth battling. Now, it's kind of interesting that both guys have kind of gotten off of the attack here on the snake side. Neither with a player in the bottom or top snake. As I say that, Thomas Taylor makes a great move and gets into the bottom side snake. Now he's going to try to look inside, push in the inside player for Tampa Bay Damage, and move from the second snake into the 50. That'll give him slightly better shots on the high side corner, bottom side can, bottom side Dorito.
Well, Thomas Taylor in a good spot here and rolling that gun in the center. No lead to protect here, so look for Thomas when he feels less pressure and as time ticks off this clock to move up to that 50. But he's got Mikey Waring right in front of him.
Yeah, he's got to be careful, right? Because it's a tie game and they're down by 1 body here. So
yeah, and Mikey's a speed demon. He has great burst speed and he loves to run people down. So
I was going to say he's one of those guys that's looking to go.
Yeah, he got a lot of reps last year with Legion and really proved himself. So he was one of their starters. So Damage picked him back up. Oh, Thomas with a little run outside wide, trying to catch somebody sleeping, not able to do it though. As
Very
Damage
creative.
tucked into their spot, got Edwards behind Waring.
Yeah, Edwards Waring over here is a powerful little 1-2 combination out here on this tape, especially with no one on the inside of the field for Infamous to stop them from penetrating on the tape.
Yeah, these two teams are just so evenly matched here at this event. It's been fun to watch their battles.
Yep, down to 4 minutes here in this match. I know that Tampa Bay's got the 3 guys that we can easily see, Matt. I didn't see the other guy walk off. Is there a 4th body out there I'm missing?
Sorry, I was just shot again, so I had to deal with that.
Hey, guys, I would just like to thank all of you that are shooting Matt and not shooting me. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Paintball gods.
In the
Thank you
prelims,
so
it was
much.
all you. It's been all me today.
Yeah, well, I'm more of a finals guy, Matt. Yeah, I think you know that.
So Thomas Taylor here is still tucked into his spot, but he's being very proactive. And now Waring's just been more posted. And Thomas runs out, and I think he trades, though.
Thomas could not afford to trade there.
Thomas initially did get the drop, but Mikey was able to put a ball on him. Either that or he got shot cross field. That's also a potential from the center, I think. That is Smith up there, so it might have been Smith.
Smith has been looking that way the whole time. He looks off for a half a second, and Nate makes that move from the Dorito 2 all the way to the Dorito 4. And now Nate gets to the 50. And now
here comes a big move by Cody Mikowski. Cody Mikowski comes through, chicken wings Edwards, and then gets untouched all the way into the backfield. But it was a desperation run as there were still 2 bodies left alive for Tampa Bay to take the lead, with Smith still alive and I believe McCurley still alive. So
1-point game.
No, it was Jacob, I think. Lackey, 21. Who's 21?
Lackey.
Okay, it was Lackey. You know, teams have twins.
Yeah.
Damage has a lot of stout.
I can definitely see Lackey and Brad becoming the same person.
That's been my problem.
Well, to be fair, you've got more problems than just that, Matt. People are shooting you and trying to commentate.
Yeah, my computer has been getting, and body and phone and all my notes have been getting covered in spray here.
Yeah,
it's
if you
just
guys
like
could
a
just
funnel.
If you're out there in computer land, if you could just bring Matt a new computer, that'd be great.
Or a new rag, that'd be great.
New
Alan hooked
jacket.
me up with this one, but it's getting kind of full.
Yeah, Alan, come on. And he didn't even brand it. That's so unlike Alan.
So, tell you what, Aftermath, they got a lot of work to do here. 2 minutes and 24 seconds left to see if they have any chance. They have no choice but just to cannonball down the field. So they're going to send, body to the 50 Dorito, and he's going to get a kill. Shoots out Caleb Abel. Right now, you're playing Energy Elite. You need to shoot out Caleb. And they get Hallberg all the way into D4 off the break, and Frank Antetomaso is right behind him.
Yeah, Energy just dropping the one. Aftermath all gas. 2 here on the Drio side. 1 attack in the middle. 1 attack in the top. Only 1 player for Joe. 1 player is in the back line. It's probably Mike Mesa. Joe Barrett being eliminated, so 4-on-2 advantage here for Aftermath. Aftermath dropping another player. Aftermath really having a hard time closing, Matt.
Yeah, they're having problems with survivability. They're kind of grinding their gears on offense. They're attempting it. They're trying to play offensive. It's just not really working out for them. They're sending bodies up the center. They're sending bodies into the snake. Doritos, they're doing what you're supposed to be doing, but it's just not working out.
Just not getting the results desired.
No, I mean, it's getting to the point where it's a lot to a little. It's just, this game has not been close.
Oh, Aftermath drops another one. 2-on-1 here, Matt.
This point's close. Yeah, Aftermath probably going to get this one, but point spread doesn't really mean much right now.
Oh, it's 2-on-2. Oh, Energy
Not anymore.
Shot out of the back center. Yep. So 2-on-1 now. Just the back corner. He gets eliminated as well. So Aftermath is going to win this. It's going to be a 3-point game with a little bit over a minute left. Just not a lot of time. Aftermath jogging back here, trying to reset. Frank getting a good check there. Looks like he is okay. Allen's got to be pretty happy with Energy's performance so far this morning. Allen, another one of those patron saints of paintball. Tampa Bay Damage taking the field again against Infamous. A little bit more time left in this match, a little bit under 3 minutes. Only a 1-point game, so this match is long from being over. Long from being over, Matt. Did you think this match was over, Matt? Because you were wrong. It's not. It's long from
Rich,
being over.
I don't know why you're yelling at me again. I didn't say anything. I was just
Sorry.
I was listening
Sorry.
to you talk, and I was nodding my head like, yeah, Rich is right. Rich is right.
I think you're right. I need a coffee back. I need a coffee back.
I mean, I have a little bit more of mine. You just sucked it down so quickly this morning. You seem so thirsty.
I don't like the cold coffee. I like the hot coffee. I'd like to see Keith Brown step up, have a big point here. He likes to dig to this corner, then secondary into the snake.
Well, somebody on Infamous needs to have a big point. Oh, they lose Salcedo about 5 steps out of his spot.
If I'm keying up on one player on Infamous, it's definitely Salcedo's definitely one of the 2 guys I'm keying up on because he's just been clocking in point after point after point and just consistently doing his job and makes it easy. Keith Brown, great fill from the corner into Snake 2. That's what Tampa Bay Damage needs out of Keith Brown. They need him to stay alive, get some penetration on this tape, and then just play a long, smart 2 minutes and 40-second game. Damage up by 1 here, putting the emphasis on Infamous. Oh, there we go. Keith Brown gets into the 50. I don't even know that he's in there. That's how well he moves.
Holiday comes through that gap in the center here, Rich,
Oh,
but ends
gets
up
caught.
getting taken out.
And so is Keith.
Yeah,
Same line gets them both. Harrison
so,
Fry.
Yeah, awesome job by Harrison to get those 2 crucial kills in that same gap.
Big point here for Harrison Fry. Looked like Damage was going to take control of this match. They got 2 guys up to key positions here, and then Harrison Fry was able to cancel those positions out and eliminate both of those guys. So they went down by 1 body. Now they're up by a body. So huge swing there for Harrison Fry. Let's see if he can finish off this point, Matt.
Yeah, Harrison Fry with 1 minute and 52 seconds left. Damage still with a lead, though, and a couple bodies out there. McCurley, he's at the tower. He's looking cross field. And then they have a body in D2. I think that is Smith, but can't only see the very edge of his shoulder right now. So
Infamous is now on Damage's side of the field on the top side.
They need to get it. Either McCurley or whoever's in D2 needs to get a kill. If they can get a kill and turn it to a 2-on-2, then they have a chance to burn 1 minute and 20 off. But you know, no one on Infamous will be alive. Oh, and Harrison Fry with the big commitment, and he is going to trade. That puts Brad McCurley in a tough spot here. He's in a 1-on-2, trying to catch Thomas Taylor on his dive up. Oh, it's 2-on-2. Oh, okay. So there's a body in the back center.
Again.
Yeah, we can't. We're blocked out from the back center. So
it's like when you see it, I was like excited because I was like, oh no, there's another guy we didn't know about. So much closer. Infamous again, 2-on-2 here. such a good match, such a close match. Here goes big move on the
McCurley is going to roll some dice and try to trade out here with, Kowski going to try to trade out with McCurley. Oh, they still have, I think, that one body in that back center.
1-on-1?
Back corner bunker. Yeah, back corner bunker now for damage. He made his way out. One-on-one situation. Ryan Hall, and then see who this body is for Tampa Bay. 33 seconds left. Ryan Hall has to win a one-on-one here and give himself enough time to run and hit the buzzer, so he has to engage.
Yeah, I was just going to say,
he has to force an engagement. And
he has to win this point and hit the buzzer, where Tampa Bay damage guy just has to stay alive for another 15 seconds.
Oh, and he gets shot. Look, man, Ryan had to engage. He had really no choice. Oh, I think that's going to do it. Yeah, did they trade?
No. Even if they did trade, it doesn't matter.
Oh, so it's Jacob Edwards, I believe, saving the day.
Yep, Jacob Edwards.
Yeah, Jacob Edwards. So Jacob Edwards holds it down here for Tampa Bay Damages. They're going to take the victory here and knock Infamous out of the tournament. So
that was a stellar performance there from Jacob Edwards.
So kind of similar story as the first battle that they had in the prelims. Damage went up points early, and then Infamous did fight back, but this time a much more lower scoring game. But Damage was able to contain Infamous's aggression and end up winning by 1 here. In another really close 1-point match. So Damage will be moving on to the semifinals to play most likely Energy Elite, because there's a minute left and Aftermath needs 3 points just to tie.
Yeah. So Energy just needs to go out and not get penalties.
Yes. That's exactly
Wow, Harris Hussein, all that working out's really paying off. Looking good. Woo! I mean, if you like thicker dudes.
Which you do.
Which I do.
So here goes
Aftermath right to the middle, dropping too early, Matty.
Yeah, they sent Barrett all the way up the center, and he runs through, of course. I mean, what are you going to do? Castro, same thing. Anto Tomaso behind Castro, but with just 45 seconds left, they're just running into guns because they needed to score, 15-second points?
Yep.
3 15-second points is on about the limit of impossibility. But they're going to score. They're going to get 1.
Yeah, they're going to get 1.
Yeah, they got a chance.
They're going to give themselves time for 2 more.
Yeah, they got 1 more. They got one, about 15, 17-second point. That's when you're Energy Elite. And I didn't see any penalties. Guys, how do we all get shot out of our spots?
Weren't we just smashing these dudes?
Yeah, we've been smashing these dudes the entire game, essentially. Maybe not smashing them, but
you can't hide for 45 seconds.
We've been outplaying them for quite a bit now, for essentially 13 and a half minutes. What just happened? How did we all get shot in 15 seconds? So good job on the gas pedal here for Aftermath to make this score a little bit more respectable, but they have to do this 2 more times in looks like 28 seconds. But good job by Frank to be the last man out there and alive to hit that buzzer. So next set, it's going to be Heat and ML Kings and Impact and the Hurricanes. Such a great story with these up-and-coming squads. ML Kings and the Hurricanes. Drastically different play styles, though. The Hurricanes are a much more controlled team. They have aggressive threats out there. Can't really make Sunday without having aggressive threats. I particularly really like how Stuart Ridgel is playing that center. He's one of our best center players out here at this tournament. Doesn't die often. He's been controlling lanes, shooting bodies, running down his mirror when he needs to, or his direct opponent. We're in the pits right now with Energy Elite trying to punch their ticket for the very first time ever into the semifinals to match up here with Tampa Bay.
Yeah, they got to be feeling really good about their performance so far, Matty.
We're going to be having Marcelo Margot, multiple-time MVP award winner, San Diego Dynasty, coming up here. We'll discuss what happened with Dynasty and for this next set.
I'd love to hear his response.
I talked to him a little bit after the day was done, and he was pretty what I thought he would say. I mean, he wasn't a big fan of the blind layout. Because he's a guy that he's at a field every weekend. If he's not teaching a clinic, he's coaching. If he's not, he's playing, and he likes the grind. So for him to not have the chance to perfect his craft on a field is a little frustrating.
To be on an even playing field with everybody else is frustrating for him, and I understand that.
So yeah, we'll have Marcelo World Champ, All-Star MVP coming up next, and Play the Game podcast with him and Tyler Harmon. If you haven't got a chance to check it out, definitely do so. But right now, man, just so impressive here, Energy Elite. Because again, on paper, Aftermath, if we were making Vegas odds, they would have been not a huge favorite considering how well Energy Elite played in the prelims at this event, but a sizable favorite.
Still a favorite, yeah. For sure. And it's, again, a great story, NRG, right? No superstar players. They play paintball together every single weekend. They're working on their craft. They're trying to become one of the best players and teams in the world.
And Energy Elite has been trying to pick up big names in the offseason, but they haven't been able to get anyone to bite. But
Not yet.
It's really hard, even if you have some coin to spend, it's really hard to get top-level guys on a team that doesn't make Sundays on a regular basis and doesn't go deep when they have other opportunities to do so. So now Alan, on his recruiting quest, might have a little bit more ammo to work with here.
Yeah, so Matt, apparently you and I were not paying attention because Energy just started with 3 players. Something happened out there.
Dig it. Maybe there was a penalty we didn't see. Well, looks like they're holding the line right now and at least burning enough time, and we might see one more point here on the board for Aftermath, but I just don't know if they're going to have even enough bodies here to score this one. I don't think they are. So
wow, they just lost a 3-on-5.
What happened to Energy? Well, obviously a penalty, something, but so that's going to do it. Energy Elite hugs all the way around. Very first time we're ever going to see those boys in the semifinals, and they will be matching up with legends in this game and a team that looks dialed. The team that emerged out of the bracket of death is Tampa Bay Damage. So Energy Elite will have their hands full, but they're playing amazing. They just had a pretty decent, I wouldn't say dominant victory against Aftermath, but a pretty awesome victory. But we got Houston Heat, ML Kings, Impact, and the Hurricanes coming up next with Marcelo Margot sitting in with me and Rich. Here on Go Sports, it's the 2022 NXL Lone Star Open. We'll see you in just a few.
Let's go. Bring it home.
Next stop on the 2022 NXL Tour, Dallas, Texas, for the second event of the season, the Lone Star Open.
2022 season is officially underway.
In a drastic expansion since last year's open events, 16 of the 20 pro teams will be in attendance for this blind layout battle, including the Latin Saints, Level, Aftermath, Impact, Heat, Damage, Infamous, ML Kings, Revo, and X Factor. But all eyes are again on San Diego Dynasty, as they have been on an absolute tear for the past 3 events, running the table at every tournament, undefeated for 21 straight games. Can anyone or any team find a chink in the Dragons' armor? Or would Dynasty make history with their 4th straight win? Tune in and watch it all go down live, April 29th to May 1st, only on gosports.com.
So we had this exact layout set up at Level Up last weekend, so we already know all these shots. I mean, we normally practice on unmirrored layouts like this, so yeah, I mean, I think we got this in the bag. We know exactly what to do.
What's up, I'm Matty Marshall here at gosports.com. We are at the Lone Star Open, second event of the year. It's a minor blind layout. I'm here with Ronnie Dizon. Man, Ronnie, you had a phenomenal first event.
Thank you.
You know, Heat did get knocked out on Sunday, but still, you guys are going to be one of the favorites here. On a blind layout, experience is so important. Being able to read this field, come out here, come up with the game plan, the strategy, the tactics. I'm going to ask you about that real quick, but
Sure.
you know, just in general, how's the team feeling right now here for this event?
We're feeling incredible right now. We just had a practice yesterday at Paintball Fit. Everyone's feeling good, you know. Chad's back, he's healthy, yeah, we're ready to rock.
So blind layout and an interesting kind of asymmetrical layout in the sense that there is both a snake and a D-side on both sides of the field mirrored up. So it's going to be really interesting. Your thoughts? We're sitting here in Snake 2.
Oh, yeah.
You've been walking the hell out of this here for a couple hours now.
Oh, yeah, I've been out here for a minute.
What are your thoughts here?
So, you know, the beautiful thing is I play the Doritos and I play the Snake, so I could play the Snake and the Doritos at the same time. So it's gonna be interesting to see the Paintball IQ come out this weekend. The experience from all the players really shine, and I think that's what's going to be the key factor in this.
But yeah, Ronnie Dizon, outstanding at that first event. Houston Heat's a former MVP award winner, and if they went deep, it wouldn't have surprised me if Ronnie won that last one. We're looking for big things out of Ronnie Dizon. We're going to come and check in here with Robbie Goldsmith here, talking about crazy stories.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we feel like the 3rd best team in the world right now. But yeah, I mean, I think one of the big challenges is going to be keeping keeping the guys humble, right, and knowing that it's still a pro league and anyone can beat anyone any day. That's the key. And but yeah, I mean, obviously morale is high and we're ready for tomorrow. We're an aggressive team, right, and I think that's going to play huge into this layout, especially with how it's reverse mirrored. So I think aggression is going to win, but also I think that a high paintball IQ is going to be a huge advantage this weekend. So I'm excited to see how it works out.
But you guys have shown that. You played big teams, you beat big teams, you went on, you've been on runs in tournaments. You got to call them a favorite at this point, man. I mean, with how they've been performing the past, say, about a year, it's been miraculous, it's been amazing, and I think a big confidence boost to a lot of up-and-coming teams out here. We'll see how they do here on this blind layout. Going to try to catch Rainey Stanzik if he's out here doing his thing. Yeah, so Rainey Stanzik is back. His back is healed. He will be playing points here. We got Rainey.
What's up?
What's up, man?
I forgot about it.
It's all good. You're doing
I'm
your
excited.
work.
New field,
Yeah.
new layout, everything. Yeah, this is a new look, a new concept, and it's really the communication. Like, it's hard to see what is even going on. How do you verbalize that under the pressure of being shot at? So that's one of the struggles that we're going to face on this field, is being able to verbalize what we're seeing, what's happening, and how to get that communication across the field.
Highly successful, finals 3 times past year and a half, but that first event was disastrous. You guys didn't make Sunday for the first time in, I think it was about 7 years. So obviously frustrating and disappointing, but where's the mindset on X Factor right now, knowing that you're still a top level team and you have tons of weapons at your disposal?
You know, it was one event. We had a lot of bodies. We had a lot of uncertainties where guys were playing, what bodies were doing. So we kind of worked those out in practices, and now we kind of have a general blueprint of what we are doing out here now, which I think will lead to more success. I mean, this is how 7-man events were. This is how 10-man events were. So, you know, if you're not used to walking the field and playing the next day, then you're out of your element. But, you know, that could be bad or good, but I think it's going to be advantageous towards the experience here.
Well, it's going to be fun to watch here, going down a little outside of Dallas, Texas. I'm Matty Marshall, gosports.com. Lone Star Open, the second event of the NXL season. Can't wait to see what's going to go down here on this blind layout. It's going to be amazing. Don't miss it.
To what would you give each moment in a day if you knew that you only get 4 unique and different days to shine? It is such an arbitrary number, 4 to be sure. But the parameters are set. You know the day of your execution or of your deliverance. This is a trial by combat. It's a day to define you, a day to test you, a day where all the torturous hours of training come together, where it's you, your gun, your preparation, your teammates, and your tenacity on display, dissected by your enemies, with your skill, your will to win, weighed and measured. It is your chance to prove to the world that in this small slice of place and time, that you above all others are to be remembered, to be respected. In the sport of paintball, it will come down to Sunday, the holy day, where you get to earn your place in the game. And in 2021, you get 4 of these. So this is the story of many moments, but of 1 year of what happens in 4 Sundays.
Malice is just saving the day again, and Malice gets the crossfield shot as well.
Guys couldn't make the corner like I was as consistent.
They get Konstantin Fedorov back. They have Todd Martinez as the coach. Randy Smith is intent on building a championship team.
I got the chills, and I was like, we're going to win this tournament.
Pressure's all on them because they're #1 team. We're the 20th place team.
Level undefeated, the #1 seed in their division.
They have everything to lose, and we have nothing to lose.
No one can touch Dynasty here. That was a complete masterclass.
You go to bed dreaming you get to play Impact on Sunday and send them home. Then you dream you get to play Houston Heat. Who's the other Titan? Dynasty. There's no better feeling than going up against the big Titans.
Oh, we go.
Here we go, 2022 NXL Lone Star Open. We are still in the quarterfinals in the professional division. I'm Matty Marshall, got Marcel Margot up here from San Diego Dynasty, and Rich Telford. Thank you guys so much for joining us. It's a beautiful day for paintball. This could be a really good set. 2 up-and-coming squads going against 2 titans in our sport. Houston Heat playing the ML Kings and Edmonton Impact taking on the Hurricanes. It's about to go down right now. Houston Heat starting from the right side of the field, and on the breakout, 3 guns up and 2 runners, and it's going to be Ryan Moorhead going to that inside route. Marcelo, we're seeing that quite a bit here, a little bit of a safer route.
Yeah, well, as you say that, Houston Heat does lose Chad George. But yeah, Matty, going up to that little inside brick is a nice change up on this side of the field, and you can see Ryan Moorhead looking inside to cut off any center movement. A lot of players are opening up games by getting into the other team's big brick in the middle. So I believe that's what Ryan's doing there.
And then gonna go Sam Monville up into the wedge, and it looks like Rich, you see how many bodies did ML Kings lost?
I think they just lost their first guy. I think it's a 4-on-4.
ML Kings have been getting a lot done with aggression. They're wild and crazy. They're always just filtering aggressive players up into the important spots, and that should be a key to their victory. Now, Heat is another team that likes to ride on that aggressive edge, so this could be a little bit of a dogfight here.
Yeah, both two very aggressive teams. Obviously, one's a little bit more polished than the other, where one, as Betancourt gets caught, trying to make the move up the center by Sam Monville. 3-on-4 advantage here for Houston Heat, as Ryan Dizon slides outside to the Dorito 3 on the high side. Tyler Harmon now follows Ryan Moorhead's move up on the bottom side. Ryan's in the 50 over here, releasing going forward. ML Kings dropping their last couple bodies.
Yeah, so it was Ryan Moorhead and Tyler Harmon here, bottom side, San Monville up in that center, and it looks like Konstantin Fedorov on that top side. So, yeah, Houston Heat going up 1, and we didn't really see much offense out of the ML Kings as Houston Heat able to shut it down in point number 1. Next up is going to be Impact taking on the Hurricanes. Impact flawless through the prelims. I mean, they had some close battles. They did have one Mercy Rule win. So a bit of a struggle to get here, but 4 wins undefeated with this new Impact roster here for 2022.
Maddie, this match is super important, super interesting, but Marcelo, who do you think the best team in the world is? Do you think it's Dynasty?
Best team in the world. This weekend, it's not Dynasty.
No, I mean overall. Do you think it's probably Dynasty?
I think it's got to be.
Give it to Dynasty.
It's got to be
right now.
Dynasty.
It's very challenging going to an event with the best team in the world and then not playing on Sunday, right?
Yeah, I was talking to the guys. I don't know the last time I've gone 0-2 on Friday in my career, to be completely honest.
So what do you think happened?
Well, as we're talking about that, Hurricanes do lose a body.
Impact moves up the center of the field with JC.
Yeah, JC going bunker to bunker, and he's going to hit the deck crawl up right to that 50 brick, and body did drop early here for the Hurricanes. So a little bit of they do still have some offense up in the center of the field. See if that's Stewart, Marcelo, Stuart Ridgel. I think it is Stewart. He's been playing amazing for them up in the center of the field.
Single-handedly pulling matches back for him.
100%. Yeah, he's got a high paintball IQ. You know, funny, speaking of paintball IQ, he actually has written a book for paintball as well. I'm a little bummed. I forget the name of it, but he goes through to try to get JC.
And he ends up getting him. He trades out. He tried to get creative. He came around the brick, wasn't able to get that shot, comes and immediately engages on that other side.
A trade with JC is a good trade.
Yeah,
Get JC out the field is worth it.
Yeah, and Zupa making a great move off of that kill, getting into the Snake 2 here.
Yeah, so I think it's important for these guys to get to Snake 2, but it's really important for them to get past Snake 2 and into that 50/Dorito over here.
Yeah, once you do that, it's fairly easy to wrap, get to their side, and that's where all the kills are coming
It's just that it's Sunday, so guys are just being a little bit more cautious, 10, 20% more cautious, making sure that lane is clean. We still have been watching people get chewed up trying to get through this gap. The gap between Snake 2 and then the 50, and then trying to get across into your other team's Doritos.
Matt's been calling it the gap of death.
Oh, here comes Zupa. Zupa gets through. Doesn't have to worry about any paint. Didn't feel much pressure. He's up and on his feet. He's wrapping around. No one in front of him. Closest body is at the can.
Yeah, and that's what allows him to really wrap here is there's no one on the bottom side even looking at him. So he can get to this 50 and wrap and put pressure all the way across the field to the top side, Matt.
And he's got Zach right behind him. And, Marcelo, the teams that were playing well out here typically have their second attackers pretty close, particularly coming from this Snake side, because if you do lose this player here at the 50, you can just get right in there and take over the attack.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting the way this field is because it's kind of the same story on both sides. So they are playing ring around the rosy in a way. And I'm curious to see how it develops today if, obviously so much attention is on this Snake side, if that does mean that games are going to be stolen over on that Dorito side.
It was starting to happen yesterday.
Yeah, it was a few times.
And some of the teams like X Factor were starting to put an extra body that way so that they had the opportunity. The first guy could crash through and the second guy could win it for him.
Yeah, I think that's wise too.
I think that's the default play over here is right. You're either going to go like a 1-2-2 or a 3-1-1.
No, Aftermath now getting the wall into a good spot here. He's at the brick. Zupa's still here, and they have all the spots just playing this one smart. Zach, little tactical retreat.
No one wants to make that first mistake, right?
They also have D4. As just JC came off, trading out with Stewart. And there's 2 bodies now on this blue Dorito side of the field here for the Hurricanes. They have that back Dorito, and then they have the can. And I don't think the back center's hot. They have one more body in Snake 1.
Yeah, I think it's a 3-on-4 here, Matt.
Yeah.
Advantage to Impact with 3 bodies on the 50 and 1 extra body in the back line there.
So the player, Zupa
he
gets
didn't
crossed.
see
He's going to get the
Zupa.
free kill crossfield here for Zupa. Yeah, Hurricanes had no idea that Zupa just made it across, and that costs them a couple bodies here, and that's going to do it.
Needs to have a little bit better peripheral vision there. Should have been kind of watching that gap a little bit.
For sure. You know, you got to give it to the Hurricanes, though, for being such a new team in the Pro Division, second event. They are not giving anything up easy to anybody that they play.
There's
not
no
at all.
soft points against them.
None.
Yeah,
None.
I agree.
You love to see that. I mean, that survivability is such a big part of the game, and that's usually one of the toughest things for newer teams.
And it's a great starting point, right? Because if you have that, you can build everything else.
Absolutely.
If you don't have that, it's so hard to build.
So hard.
If you're playing, if you were alive, this is what I would have wanted you to do.
Right.
Well, yeah, and Marcel, as we're in the pits, there's Mike Bianca, the coach of the Hurricanes. Is just completely covered in spray, man. Everyone's catching a lot of spray over there. But, you know, in your podcast with Bart, you had talking about how you thought that survivability was kind of like underrepresented and underappreciated skill out here.
Totally.
Because, you know, aggression's flashy. We've had nothing but aggressive layouts, so you have to have that. But, you know, you could take it even to the fact, we talk about this all the time with front players, right? What's the big knock on up-and-coming front players? To get to spots, and their survivability is trash sometimes, even though they are really good at getting to spots. So I definitely do agree with you that is, you know, somebody used to pride myself on my survivability back in the day. Staying alive is huge.
Front players, once they get that next gear where they can still attack and have great survivability, that's when they become elite. That is the breakthrough moment.
100%.
And as we're talking here, Maddie, both teams losing a body, so it looks like, for Houston Heat taking the walk, and the ML Kings lost their snake player early. So
Sam Monville up the center of the field for Houston Heat, looking to cancel out the movement from Betancourt here on the bottom side.
Yeah, and you know, again, the ML Kings, they need to play their style of paintball out here and not just get kind of complacent with letting Heat dictate the pace of the game. But again, how do you do that? Well, you got to live through the break with enough bodies so you can play your game instead of just playing on your heels. Right now, Betancourt's in a good spot. This seems to be a spot we're going to see a lot of players at. You see their dead center of your screen as we kind of pan over. Oh, they lose Connor Kelly trying to filter out behind Betancourt.
Kelly gets caught by Sam Monville. Sam gets another one, catches Barry on the field.
It's a Dizon up here, actually.
Oh, is it Ronnie? Sorry.
Yeah, Ronnie getting squirrely up here. And Betancourt hears him. And does he get a shot in on Ronnie? He does.
Yeah, but they blew the buzzer.
But they blew the buzzer. So another point on the board right now for Houston Heat.
I think that was an early horn, and honestly,
buzzer.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's still 11.5 minutes. Give your guys a chance. You know, I was talking about this to some of my guys. The early horn, I understand it, but what you're doing is you're not giving your team a chance to ever have a big moment. You know, and early in the match,
steal that momentum.
Yeah, steal that momentum, or even like an individual to gain that confidence, not even for this event, but for the rest of their career, right? Like, I know early in my career, there were some big low body situations that happened that to this day are kind of a staple. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And when you blow the horn like that, you never give them a chance. And it's so early in the match. Let that play out.
Well, your coach back in the day, Shane Pestana, was one of those guys that would give you the chance.
Yes.
He was a lot more of the, hey, I'm going to give my guys a chance, even in the 2-on-4.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so, but also it is contingent as we're watching here the start of this match, and it looks like Impact's going to get back into the snake. And a good crossfield spread. They do lose a body early. I think that is Reeser taking the walk,
Axel is in the snake too for them, looking across that gap on the top side.
Stewart is out the wedge here, trying to control Axel. But yeah, and again, Marcelo, it's also how much time's left in the game. If there's 11 minutes and 12 seconds left, then maybe you give your guys a little couple more seconds to see if they can do something. Because momentum sometimes is the difference maker out here. Sometimes the momentum is more important than wasting potential couple seconds.
And not to mention, against a team that is better than you on paper, you want less points. That's typically...
That is 100%.
Yeah.
That's
absolutely.
not arguable.
Zach Hill into D2 on the bottom side, and here come the Hurricanes. They're going to filter a body out.
Nice
bottom side, gets into the God bunker. Insert Aztec snake. But Stewart, uncharacteristic early death here for Stewart. Dying from the wedge.
Hurricanes down to just 4 bodies, so 4-on-4 here. Impact had a slight advantage earlier. Now taking that top 50.
Yeah, but Impact loses their Dorito player.
3-on-4 advantage here for the Hurricanes. Hurricanes need this to get in this match. 0-1 so far. What you were saying earlier, though, Marcelo, is the Hurricanes play like a more mature team, like a team that's been playing for a few seasons as pro. Like, they don't go out and make a bunch of mistakes.
Correct.
Not super flashy, but constantly going out there and just understanding what their jobs are and then, executing.
Yeah, it's all good. I don't need flashy. Stay alive. Be alive.
Yeah, I don't care. I just want to win. I don't care how you win.
Yep.
Axel taking a walk to the top side for Impact. That's going to hurt. Impact with just 2 players left alive. Center of the wing looking this way, and the bottom can now filling into the Dorito one getting caught.
And Matt Jackson caught. Not much he could do, though. He's looking at a bunch of different streams of paint, and that is going to do it as Derula gets taken, Derula gets taken out as well. So nice job by Bell over here on the low side camp as well in there. And other than the early death for Stewart, I mean, that was a controlled point. That's New England or New Orleans' game, though.
You did
Yes.
it.
I know I did.
Now
I finally did it. Thought I made it all the way through.
Man, every time we see, they're like, "Great job, guys! Great job messing our name
did
up
it again.
Oh, no.
Do you know how many friends have called? I'm like, hey, listen, we're doing the best that we
I've
can.
only been saying New Orleans Hurricane or New England Hurricanes for 15
Why do they have
years.
That's what I said too.
And it's also it starts with new. It's tough. But yes, the New Orleans Hurricanes. This is their brand of paintball.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, sometimes I get a little scared for rookie pro teams when they come up. We play controlled paintball. We have some weapons, and we'll utilize that. But we like to. And anytime I hear that, and it's a little scary sometimes.
Just say you're scared, bro.
Well, no, it's just because when the pace and of the timing and the skill level at the pro, it's a completely different thing.
It's much faster, yeah.
But they're proving that they're very proficient at this style of paintball, and they do. It's not like they're not playing aggressive. They're making the important moves.
Yep.
It's just they're so controlled once they get there. They don't have a lot of early deaths. Look at this, though. Sam Monville with a big bite off the break here for Houston Heat. The 2-point lead with 12:24 to go. All the way to the brick, and then they're going to filter D's on up as well. And Peterson's going to take the walk from the center here for the ML Kings. They get Kelly out wide, top side.
Yeah, Kings with 2 bodies down, so 3-on-5 advantage here for Houston Heat.
Yeah, Heat looks really good right now. Just very controlled. They know what they want to do. They're playing really good team paintball.
Did you see Tyler and Chad's breakout over here?
I did not.
They do such a really weird thing where Chad runs in front of Tyler. Tyler stops shooting, takes his gun down, takes his gun back up, and Chad gets out of it. So it's a weird look.
Huh, yeah. Well, they have a ton of different formations. Todd is great with having different formations, different looks. And, it looks like Heat is starting to catch a little bit of fire. No pun intended.
Yeah. Well, and they've just been really Animal Kings, talking about styles, right? They haven't really been able to play their brand of paintball.
Yeah.
When I would talk to Level and talk to other teams that have not done well against ML Kings recently with this rebuild that Charlie Givens, love the young, hungry, talent, aggressive guys. But talking to Level, and they were just brutal honest. Like, we couldn't keep up with them. They're running around crazy all over the place. We're trying to make our shots. We're not. They're getting in, and then you think you put a guy in, he just goes through it anyway, and we couldn't reach that pace.
Scramble ball and chaos ball.
This is going to be tough for them, though. I think it's their first top 8 showing, so it's just always hard. Once when you get to that first, whether it's a top 4, it's hard to break through. You have to get there and almost lose
first Sunday, then 8,
totally.
then 4. Yeah.
Get used to being comfortable in that type of pressure.
Impact with 5 alive. Spreading the field well, taking the Dorito 2. Up the center to the tower. They get the first kill top side. Hurricanes losing their first attacker over there, so 5-on-4 advantage for Impact as they move to the center of the field.
Yeah, and here comes Impact. Now past the 50 and bunkering out Stewart and staying alive. So big move here from Edmonton Impact.
3-on-5.
Can crawl up into the snake here with Mike Zupa. He's going to try to wrap around. Check off on that lane. Doesn't really have to worry about that lane because Laval's already cleared out the center. Oh, got to be careful not to shoot. Thought for a second Zupa was going to shoot Laval. It looks like Justin Cornell is also running a racket on that top side. Yeah, Impact looking, looking perfect here in this one.
Game's getting stolen on that Dorito side.
Top side.
Yeah, top side.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those like 30%, right? It's like 70% of the points are going to be one through the middle / bottom side.
Right.
But 30% of the points, if nobody's looking, are going to be one from that top side.
But those will be the biggest points.
Those will be the ones
that
match.
Yeah, those are the ones that matter. Like points are going to be won and lost on the snake side, or from the snake side, and I think whatever team does better, stealing points over on that other side, which is the tougher side for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Out on top.
Was interesting too yesterday, and we're not seeing it as much today, but a little bit, is that as this field what was working out here started to become blatantly apparent was that the snake was very potent, right?
Yes.
And it was easier to get to the 50. So guns started shifting that way. But then the smart Dorito players started thinking, okay, well, I'm not feeling as much pressure.
Right,
so we started, and the smart coaches and players, D4 off the break, D3 quick on a bump. And it's been a little bit less today, but it's still there. So
yeah, Moorhead up and over to the snake on the break. He made it fine. Yeah, getting up into the center.
ML Kings survived the breakout, but now lose Kelly.
Yeah, you can't do that. Can't die early against Houston Heat.
No, especially when you're that offensive player. Betancourt getting across the gap. Ryan thinks he shot him.
Nope.
Betancourt's going to get a penalty here. Yeah, that's the knock on Betancourt.
See, I just don't know if that's a penalty. I mean, he slid across, didn't shoot his gun. I mean, didn't ask for a check, but...
No, you know it's a penalty, Marcel, because the guy reached in
Oh,
his
that's
pocket
right.
and
Yeah,
threw
yeah,
the
he did
flag
throw
on
the
him.
flag.
So,
Yeah, true. Definitely a penalty.
Not open for interpretation, other than on our side of it.
I don't know. I think there have been on all the fields too. I'm coaching
a lot of penalties.
A lot of penalties, and I mean, in my opinion, the refs are out there doing a really good job. They're consistent with it, but
if you're gonna go one way or the other, though, you got to go a little bit more. You got to throw more than not throw less, right?
I would rather you get the player off the field as soon as you see the hit, right? You see the hit, pull him out. In that situation right there,
I'm okay with that too.
Yeah, he saw it. He did not change the game. Pulling another body completely changes the game.
I agree.
Well, Houston Heat looking really good through 4 as ML Kings just not getting the breaks and not able to get 5 bodies out alive, and therefore not able to play that aggressive brand of paintball that has helped them get to Sunday. Edmonton Impact here up by 1 over the Hurricanes. 8:48 to go. And on the breakout, they're going to go all the way to the snake off the break.
Hurricanes losing their topside Dorito runner on the break.
It looks like they might have shot somebody, though. Impact getting checked there in the center tower, Marcelo. At least the ref's in there. The referee's in there checking. Looks like he's okay.
Yep.
Yeah, Hurricanes losing 2 bodies, though, so Impact with an advantage yet again. And no one on that top side at all. All 3 bodies. They have Bell in the center and crawling, I believe, Hamilton up here into Snake 2 and Camp behind him.
Good job for Hamilton. Down by 2 bodies, filling from that corner and getting to that Snake 2.
Yeah, but typically this is when a guy like Zupa, who I believe is in Snake 2, thrives. As he's going to be. The pressure doesn't come from the sideline. It definitely comes from the center. But they have 7 minutes and 50 seconds to work with, and they have the lead. So eventually, it's the New Orleans Hurricanes that have to try to make something happen. And they're going to lose Hamilton. JC had taken the walk for Impact.
Yeah, Hurricanes should concede this point now.
Well, Camp gets out of that tower and the insert here, but Bell is getting shot there cross field. So yeah, just another good looking point here for Impact, doing the damage early and then taking ground and then winning a couple gunfights. So we're going to take a 3-point lead here.
Yeah, Impact's playing this field a little bit slower than everybody else, but they're playing the same, they're doing the same thing, just at a slower, more deliberate rate.
I mean, I would not define how Impact's playing this field slow.
I'm not playing this slow, but they're not flying. Like, some of these teams are flying down the field when given the opportunity.
Yeah.
Even when no one's stopping Impact, they're not flying down the field. They're still shooting the cut and looking to go forward slowly and methodically.
Yeah, well, it's working for them as they are undefeated.
Yeah.
So, and only 1 point put on them right now. We're in the pits. There's John Jackson, assistant coach. There's Big Dave Baines, doing a good job of rebuilding his team in the offseason. And they took a 5th. They went undefeated in the prelims at the first event and then lost to the Saints by 1. And they had a +13 margin, so the team is already rebuilt.
Houston Heat sending 3 to the bottom side of the field, keeping 1 at home and 1 on the top side can. So 5 alive for Houston Heat. Looks like 5 alive for the Kings as well. Kings spreading the field a little bit more across the back line.
Chad George getting into the snake here, bottom side.
Man, that's a powerful little 1-2 combination with Chad George and Ryan Moorhead right there.
Yeah, Ryan had some real good points for him in the prelims. So did Chad. Kind of both playing the similar position, but now together, right next to each other. Longtime teammates. And here comes Chad Boucher. He's going to get up into that mini wall. Not the best spot, so he's going to get out of there real quick. He's an offensive guy. He's going to get to the wedge. Much better gunfighting position from there.
Yeah, I really like the way Houston Heat is loading up this 40/50-yard line. This, to me, is the way we win this field, is by getting as many bodies as we can up and engaging them from the 50 forward. Not a lot of people win these matches from the back line. Again, a 5-on-5. Chad makes the move to the 50 here. First team to get to the 50 on the bottom side.
But, Rich, a 5-on-5 in which it is Heat exerting their will on the ML Kings.
Yeah.
They're dictating the pace of this game.
And unfortunately, the ML Kings are not going to beat Houston Heat in a long, smart, methodical game, right? The better team is going to win that. You've got to come and punch those guys in the nose and hope they're not paying attention on one tape or the other and get through.
With how these two teams have been playing and like to play, I thought we'd see more of a car crash game. But the ML Kings, Houston's not letting them do that.
Yeah, well, Kings lost their bodies in those first few points. That they lost a couple bodies early and just took all the fight out of them. And now since then, they've just been kind of hiding.
I mean,
trying not to lose instead of trying to win.
Chad's just not feeling any pressure right now.
Well, he's got no one to shoot at either. Everyone's hiding. He's looking for hoppers. He's looking for packs, but
Ooh, there he goes. Gets a kill on the Dorito side can, bottom side. So
Yeah, shoots Kappas, and then there goes Kelly. Just got clipped in his goggle.
And the ML Kings program is doing an amazing job. Charlie's doing an amazing job. Houston Heat is just clearly one of the top 4 teams in the world. ML Kings just aren't there yet, and that's fine, you know.
ML Kings this is their second Sunday in a row. They took 10th and lost to Aftermath in the wild card round at the first event.
Yeah, Energy, Level, and ML Kings are definitely the new up-and-coming teams. You guys better watch out, Marcel. They're coming for you, bro. They're coming for you.
Good. I'm glad
they
to see it.
named you
Glad
in
to see
particular,
it.
just
Did they?
to let you know. Rich,
always
if you
good to
see
have a goal.
Marcelo later, you
We're
let him know.
coming for the MVP. We want him.
Good. I like that.
Don't
I
worry,
like
Marcel.
that.
We are going to play the game. Yes.
You don't worry. You don't worry.
Yeah, Houston Heat. Just
Well,
beautiful point from Houston Heat, untouched.
I gotta say, maybe they should have focused on Heat instead of us this weekend.
Yeah, Houston Heat,
Touché.
5 unanswered. 5 unanswered. And just completely controlling the ML Kings, who just don't look like themselves here this morning. But Houston Heat, that's how they like to play the game.
I honestly think it's more that Heat looks really good right now. They look really crisp, really sharp, really decisive in all of their secondary movements.
Well, I don't know if you heard, but they lost to New York Extreme. So they might have had
a little bit of a
meeting and a little bit of a fire sale after that. Might have got them fired up.
Again, those losses are good. You know, I think overall this event, probably a good thing for us as well.
For sure, man.
Yeah.
Every loss is good as long as you take the lesson,
Yes,
right? If you don't get the lesson, then it's not great.
Absolutely.
It's just a loss. But as long as you get your lesson, man, it's a great thing.
A little bit of a closer match here, but the Hurricanes need to get one here, try to hang with Edmonton Impact. Down by 2.
Axel releasing from the corner into Snake 2. Love watching him play paintball. Gets right into Snake 2, looking inside.
Hurricanes losing a body from the top side.
They
That's
shoot
Smith,
Stewart.
and they shoot Stewart. Those are 2 big kills because Smith and Stewart have been doing a lot of work for him this weekend.
Jackson taking the walk from back line, complaining. Say, I should not be pulled out when I get shot, refs. You know that. Axel getting to this 50, looking wrap. Oh, almost gets caught from the corner. Again, with Impact, 3 guys here on this 50, then this is what you want to see from teams. These guys understand how to play this field well.
Yeah, and Axel, low, wrapping around. You can see the double stack of players here for Edmonton Impact in the center of the field.
Hurricanes get caught on the top side, filling the snake mat.
Yeah, just complete control here in this point for Edmonton Impact to have all the ground. I mean, look at those huge bunkers at the center of the field. That's why it's kind of nice to be there. As good job by Derula, Reeser, Axel, and Brandon Cornell. And the way that this is going, looks like we're probably going to see Houston Heat and Impact match up in the the semifinals.
Looking like it.
Still
be a
some
great
time,
game.
yeah, still some time left though. I mean, lots of these quick points scored by Houston Heat, so 8 minutes and 39 seconds left. And Marcelo, anytime you're in the ML King situation, the only thing you really can say, other than having obviously conversations about what's not going well, and try to fix it, is that hey, we have enough time to come back here.
Oh yeah, there's absolutely plenty of time, but they just have to focus on getting 1 point. Get 1 point.
Yeah.
It all starts with 1
Starts
point,
with
right?
1 point. Got to get 1 point.
It starts with surviving the breakout, executing our game plan, winning 1 point, repeating.
Oh gosh, and then they don't start on time. Oh my goodness, the Kings.
And he gets shot,
And he gets
of course.
shot. Oh wow, that's just the inexperience. But they do shoot Sam Monville on the break and Fedorov coming off.
3-on-4 advantage here. This is giving the ML Kings their first opportunity to win a point in this match. Kyle Berry releasing through the middle.
Yeah, so the first time we've seen the ML Kings up center of the field and out the 50s here pushing the issue with Heat playing on their heels.
Yeah, and the Kings need to play really smart here. Do not give a body away. There's plenty of time still. Get this point. Okay, and they shoot Ryan Moorhead out of the corner. 2 alive for Houston Heat, or is it just Tyler?
Just Tyler.
Nope.
No, they're still in the back center too. So there was 2. Now it is just. I'm not sure who's in the back center, but looks like a 3 or 4 on 1.
I think it's Ronnie. Yeah, Ronnie.
Oh, Ronnie, wheeling and dealing.
He's wheeling.
I like it.
He's
yeah,
dealing.
I like it.
He unfortunately was looking at 3 bodies still.
Totally.
And spread. Right?
Yeah, I
3
like
body
it, though.
spread.
I love the way Ronnie's been playing lately.
Yeah, Ronnie's been.
Yeah.
He came into 2022 ready to play.
I mean, honestly, Ronnie has always had the gear. It's just about opportunity.
Yeah, it's. I mean, he's won an MVP before. Ronnie has such an interesting paintball story. You know, coming up with Heat originally, and then left Heat for a while and had to fight his way back to earn the right to play on that team again. But when he came back, he was just another level of player.
So again, that's the same thing as learning from a loss, right? Anytime you have those kind of setbacks in your career or life, if you learn from them, it can be the best thing that ever happened to you.
Yeah, you can either quit,
yeah, 100%,
right, and not learn anything, or you
Totally.
can take the lesson.
Yeah, say, you know what? How can I come back and be better? What was I doing wrong? Clearly, something was not.
What part of this situation can I control
Yes.
and improve?
Yeah, absolutely. And Ronnie has 100% done that.
Yeah, another guy
playing lights out.
Another storyteller too with his D's on docks. So
Love D's on docks.
Yeah, man, he's an awesome part of the paintball, and he's playing great this year.
Hurricanes with 5 bodies live. 4 here in the middle, 1 in the top side.
Oh, penalty going to be assessed here on impact. This gives an opportunity down by 3 with 6 minutes and 30 seconds left. New Orleans Hurricanes trying to take advantage of this. They're going to double stack up the tower to try to get into this, onto the snake portion of the field. Go to the insert, looking for him to go. Body language says he wants to make the move as Matt Jackson scurries out. Matt Jackson's had a hell of a tournament. He's had some big points for impact. Some smart points, too.
Yeah. No surprise there. That was a great pickup for impact, and now, especially with the loss of J-Rab, he's going to fill that role just fine, I think.
Yeah, former Golden Barrel Award winner. Here comes Bell. Bell looking to make the move across. Wants to get through the gap. No paint to worry about. There's no one in a position to shoot him through that gap, so he gets through easily.
See if he can take advantage of this situation, being in this 50.
Impact tucked into spots, tightening it up, crossing it up. They do have Axel got in top side at Snake 2. And
Nice job.
The Hurricanes don't know that Axel's at that spot. Here comes Bell's going to launch, though. Bell gets all the way into Impact's backfield, and he's just going to blast Axel cross-field.
Oof.
So Bell getting it done here with, I think, maybe a little 3-pack to close, to pull within 2. And probably around 5:30 left. Maybe 5:20 when he hits that buzzer. Oh, nice job by Bell. Making this one a little interesting here.
Yeah, I like it. 2 points, 2-point game.
Shows you how easy it is to turn the corner on this field, too. Just one body shifts one way or the other. Nobody picks up on it, and the guy's like, man, no one's looking. I'm going to go.
Well, you talked about that, Marcelo, when we were discussing the layout. We had Ronnie Dees on. Actually, we were just speaking about Ronnie. When he came up here, he said the same thing. It's kind of a race. You know, if you're right-handed in the snake, and it's easier to make it to the 50, so a lot of times you do see the field just turn around. And it's who can, win that battle. And if no guns are looking that way, sometimes you get that easy 3-pack to close. Everyone's putting so much focus towards that snake.
This is going to be a rough afternoon for sure.
Yeah, we're up here in the MVP, or MVP, up here in the VIP, and it's going to get a little loud this afternoon.
VIP with the MVP.
MVP works, too.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's the little Freudian slip there, is we definitely have the MVP sitting here.
Chad George, too fast, too furious.
Yeah, that's little Chad George doing Chad George things.
He's going to shoot 2 guys, shoot another guy, no big deal.
Just a sea of maroon jerseys running off the field here for the ML Kings, not getting a good break here.
If you're the Kings, you got to blow his buzzer now. There you go. Now concede that one. So, Maddie, I wasn't referring to myself there. I was referring to most valuable pit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Okay,
so it
cool.
still worked. MVP still works up here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to get really loud up here, so just apologies ahead of time. Yeah. And I'm not going to be able to control the madness, so might want to, just get the earmuffs ready for your kids. Who knows what's going to go down, but it should be a fun one. So Houston Heat, solid after giving one back to the Kings. Spread means nothing out here. It's all about wins moving forward, but still looking like it's going to be Heat and Impact in the quarters if the trends continue. There's Charlie Givens on your screen. Such a cool story with the ML Kings as well, too, if you've never heard it. But Charlie's an American and ended up going over to Czech Republic to do business over there. Was over there for a long time and loved paintball. So started a paintball team, had some success on the European circuit, bringing up some American mercenaries over, but then came over, won semi-pro with some great Czech talent as well, too, some European talent, and then went pro, and now reforming his team the past couple seasons, making 2 Sundays in a row.
Yeah, major shout out to Charlie Sport. Definitely is lucky to have someone like him, just another paintball patron, and he's done a great job with the organization.
So right now, Edmonton Impact with just a 2-point lead on the Hurricanes. Is that going to be enough? 5 minutes still on the clock.
Impact with JC and Nick Laval up to center of the field.
Well, Impact taking a little bit of ground here in the center with Justin Cornell, at the wedge. It's got Laval right behind him. Zupa and Zach here towards the snake portion of the field.
Stewart makes that move into the wing mat.
Yeah, Stewart, now he's at the wedge, but beaten to the punch slightly by Cornell, who's gotten to the brick as another body coming off here for the Hurricanes. Hurricanes, this is the point. They need this point right here. They can't let Impact put another point on the board and burn some clock off.
Yeah, it's not looking good, though, as JC goes through the center, dices up a couple.
Ooh, is that a little 3-pack there for JC?
Yeah, it kind of looked like
he might have caught one.
He might have caught one and got an extra kill, but he was in the, tie goes with the runner kind of thing.
Well, it just says close enough.
Yeah. Great move by JC.
Yeah, so a little bit of a buffer for Impact on the point spread here. Burnt a little bit of clock off. It's a relatively quick point, though, so there is some time. But we haven't really seen the Hurricanes in a position where they needed to score a bunch of points quick. They have been playing a more methodical brand of paintball. Again, still aggressive, but we're about to get to the point where we're going to see what a quick play looks like for the New Orleans Hurricanes. And there's Mike Bianca, Zen in the art of paintball. Highly intelligent guy. I like talking to Mike. Have you had a chance to talk to Mike Bianca yet?
I have not.
You'd
no.
dig him. You'd really dig him. I think you guys would get along well. So 5-point spread here, Marcelo.
Yeah, not looking too good for the Kings. But again, there is still a lot of time. 7 minutes on the clock. So the Kings are back in that same spot. They have to get 1 point, and they did shoot Fedorov early. So that's a huge kill for them. 5-on-4 in favor for the Kings right now. So things are looking good if they can get this point.
Yeah, and this is the first time we've seen Kelly get into the Snake 2 for the Kings, giving them an option to be offensive over here.
Yeah, I just don't know why he's not trying to wrap. He is in the corner over here with Ronnie. He was looking inside most of the time. Coming to the tape now, you see Connor Kelly looking for that wrap. All he has to do,
Oh, battle going down here in the center. Sam Monville had made a move up. It was countered, though, by the ML Kings. And then Connor Kelly is at the 50. During that chaos, he's got Navarro right behind him. And a good complement of players out there still here for the ML Kings and still working with 6 minutes and 15 seconds left.
Kings dropping another player. Now they're going to get a penalty, Matt.
No, I think that's on Heat.
I think it's on both.
Well, a major penalty on Heat.
Oh, major
I think maybe a minor on the ML Kings. Or it might have just been on Heat.
Yeah,
Heat might be starting with 4.
Oof. That's one way to get back in it.
2 to 6, 4 points.
Yeah, but if they have to start down a body, you could get a quick point there. Now it's a 3-point game.
With maybe
like
5 minutes left, yeah.
Definitely
That's doable. That is definitely doable. It just as long as ML Kings believe that could happen.
Correct.
They need to stay very focused. Hey, they're coming. They look pumped up right now.
At the same time, they have nothing to lose. They shouldn't put too much pressure on themselves in this.
I agree,
You're
100%.
one of the absolute titans in the game. Absolutely.
That is a great point because you do see rookie pro teams show up on Sunday sometimes overwhelmed by the magnitude of the moment when that's not the attitude to have. It's you really should feel that that the pressure's off a little bit. Yeah, bonus territory, baby. We got this. Right, people didn't expect us to make this Sunday, but we did. So let's just
make the most of it.
Yeah, absolutely. So a 3-point spread here with 4:13 on the clock, and then Hurricanes again backs to the wall. Need this point to stay in this game. It may already be too big of a deficit with the way that Edmonton Impact's playing, but if they can't score this one right here, if Impact puts another point on the board to go to a 4-point spread with maybe 2.5 left, that should be enough.
Yeah, Impact's going to be tough for anybody to beat out here, but it's going to be really tough for one of the newer squads. They're just playing too well. They've got too much depth. Hurricanes with a big bite here on the bottom side, Matt. They take the inside brick and the tower. Now they fill the second tower. And the center 50 with Stewart.
Yeah, Smith with the run on the inside. That's been the safer route. And nothing crazy here for Impact.
No, 5 alive for both teams. Only 3-point game here. A little bit less than 4 minutes.
Yeah, so now going to get to the tower here with Darula. They have Axel Godin. He's looking inside from the top side. It's a little off your screen, but not looking like body language he wants to get into the snake quite yet. Hurricanes. Stewart up the center. He's at the 50 brick. They're top left of your screen. And they also have that mini brick.
Yeah, I think one of the problems for Stewart, Matty, is like some of the other players on some of the other teams that are playing well up the middle, is you have a player that's playing well up the middle, they start drawing a lot of attention, and then it's hard for them to go up and do what they were doing earlier when no one was looking at them.
It does take the pressure off your teammates, though, when you're playing well.
For sure. Hurricanes up in the Snake 2 now. Going to look to get across that gap. I'm not sure if that's Darula in the center there.
Oh, Darula's having issues with his loader right now. It's a good time to get up on your gun.
That's right.
Stewart looked like he wants to make a move. Stewart's wrapping around. Here comes Stewart.
Yeah, but for the player that on the bottom side who put in Darula, and when you put him in, you got to go. Don't risk that gunfight if you're not going to go.
Well, as Matt Jackson taking the walk off here for Edmonton Impact, Axel gets into the snake. Stewart, a little tactical retreat. They're going to lose Darula as well.
Yeah, so just 3 bodies left for Impact. Oh, and they lose another one.
Axel's in that top snake, wheeling, dealing, but he's looking at a lot of baby blue jerseys out there.
Yeah, he is.
2-on-5 advantage here for the Hurricanes. Axel getting eliminated.
Hurricanes slowly but surely keeping themselves in this match. The problem is the slowly but surely part.
Correct. Yeah, this is a point, 4-on-1. You got to save every second right now.
Oh, there goes Smith. He wants to go drop the hammer.
2-point game with 2 minutes left, guys.
They're taking their time. Hit that buzzer. I mean, you're playing against Impact. They're not going to give you easy, quick points.
You're not going to get an extra 3 seconds at the end of the match for sure.
Yeah,
it's so easy to know what should happen from up here.
Of course. I mean, most of the time, no one's shooting at us.
Most of the time. We have been catching a little bit of heat here at this one. But that's our job right now, Marcelo, is to analyze, say what's supposed to be being done, what is being done correctly.
Point out the obvious.
Well, you'd think it's obvious sometimes, but yeah, so Houston Heat right now, 6 minutes and 2 seconds left to go. And they've done it. I mean, we'll see. It's a 4-point spread. The ML Kings just have to run point after point after point into the guns of Houston Heat. So I mean, maybe they could put a couple more up, but I think Houston Heat might have done enough work. It really just depends on what happens in the next minute or next two and a half minutes.
Right. This point right here, depending on how long it goes, could be the deciding factor.
Oh, a bad start here for Houston Heat.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, that's exactly what the Kings need.
Yeah, Kings.
Capitalize on this.
Kings get a giant gift as 3 bodies come off. And Montville had one of these starts yesterday where somebody had said something to him behind the start station.
I almost thought that was planned.
It looked like because they was all
guns
together.
Turned towards him, and then they attacked down the other side.
Yeah, we were wondering what
People
that
were like,
was.
wait, what's Sam doing? And all of a sudden the game starts, and it almost throws the other team off.
I think I think somebody I heard somebody was over there and said that somebody had said, oh, Houston he has 6, and his Connor Kelly is now running a racket top side of the field, and that's going to do it. I mean, they weren't really looking at that many guns, but they really need to sprint and hit this buzzer right here.
Say exactly. That was a gift of a point, especially with the clock. Don't waste any time. 3 points in 5 minutes now. This game's definitely in reach, but
he's still not hitting the buzzer.
Peterson hit the buzzer. Oh,
guys.
Well, they're making sure that he's not hit.
Yeah, you want to make sure, but do it quicker.
Yeah, well, and I mean, he'd had that crazy start, so it's not like they were getting a ton of pressure.
Right.
But I understand you sacrifice a couple seconds to make sure that that point is going to be good, because we have seen a couple dirty buzzer hits up here throughout the weekend. Still pretty rare, as there's Charlie Givens, and we're in the pits with ML Kings, who are putting up a fight, not going quietly. Still some work to do. And a 2-point spread here with 2 minutes and 3 seconds left in this Impact and New Orleans Hurricane match.
I think the thing that's going to hurt the Hurricanes here a little bit, Matty, is their kind of slow, methodical play. It's tough when you're down 2 points against the best team in the world.
It's like we were just saying at the close of that last one. Slowly but surely, they are making their way, are making this an interesting game. But the problem is the slowly and surely part, because, or the more the slowly part, because and they're playing their game. They're keeping it close against one of the best teams in the world. But, yeah, they need to move a little bit faster here, and they know that with 2 minutes left.
And they do lose 1 body early. Hurricanes do.
Yeah, they have been losing 1 body almost every breakout, too, so been a 1-body disadvantage most points against Impact. Zupa with the move to the inside brick here on the bottom side. Zach backing him up. Looks like Nick Laval backing him up as well. So 3 here kind of on the bottom side. 1 in the center lay down and 1 in the top side can.
Yeah, so just getting into some good spots here for Impact up the field, and then trying to cross it up as Yakimek's going to go up into the wedge. Zoop is at the mini brick.
Stewart needs a wrap and go. He has this whole side right now. He can.
And for me, that's as a coach, if on the Hurricanes, if we lose this point or this match, I'm okay with that. But as long as we're trying to put ourselves in a position to win, right?
Correct.
Like
Yeah.
I don't want to just sit out here and shoot my guns for 1 minute and 30 seconds as the clock goes down and never making a forward movement.
There we go. See, he had that move all day, and Impact does lose Nick LaBall, so 4-on-4 right now. Hurricanes lose a player, 3-on-4.
Yeah.
Hurricanes in much better field position, though.
Oh, he got him.
Yes, play the tape. Let's
No one's
go.
looking. He can get all 3 guys right now.
See, he doesn't know this little bricks here, though. I don't think he knows this little bricks here. Yeah, he did not, and Zupa gets the shot on him. Oh, my gosh. Hurricanes players coming off.
Shaking their head, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it.
That's it.
Impact pulled it out. Stewart had the game in his hands. Wow.
Just got on the brake instead of getting on the gas.
Great play by Mikey Zupa. He was playing inside the whole time and recognized, I believe, with his ears, stuff's going on. We're losing bodies.
Looks to
Someone's
the right,
coming
and there's
down
a guy
this-
just standing there.
exactly,
He's like, oh,
right.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll probably do it for that match.
Yeah, and a big moment for Zupa also because he's one of the newer guys on that
Yeah.
team.
Yep.
And we always, I say this on the webcast a lot when we talk about Impact and some of these new moves that they had to make. If you get a call from Dave Baines in the offseason, you're probably doing something right in your paintball career. Mikey gets that call and then shows up and he's trying to earn playing time on a deep roster with a ton of Lions. And when you have a moment like that, it shows that, okay, he's definitely increasing his paintball IQ. So absolutely, great job by Zupa.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Zupa. He's a great individual and has become a really good player.
Here we go, ML Kings, down by 3.
Yeah, a little bit more time in this one, 5:03 to go.
It is, but
more work to do for the ML Kings.
Yeah, ML Kings have basically had their offense shut down.
And they lose Kelly. Kelly's not having a great day out here today.
Yeah, Kelly and Betancourt have both just been shut down.
How did that should be a penalty on? Yeah, that's crazy.
I think he agreed with you.
Yeah, he came through and it looked like the Kings player shot him and tucked in very well.
Betancourt, yeah.
Yeah, it was Betancourt.
ML Kings now trying to get into this snake on the bottom side with Navarro.
Kyle Berry doing a great job filling up. Here comes Ronnie Dizon.
Looks like he got Ronnie.
Kyle gets Ronnie too, my goodness.
4 points.
So
4 minutes left, 3-point game.
3-on-3.
Yeah, they still trying to close out though, man, as Heat has bodies in the backfield, gunned up, zoned up.
And Navarro needs to wrap and go forward, not look inside here.
Tyler has been playing that tower so well. His survivability is it's probably the best in the league right now.
Yeah, Tyler really hasn't died early that much at all.
No,
and he got poor Tyler did get pulled on a couple of penalties that were not his.
Yeah.
Because when you get a penalty, someone else that didn't do anything wrong is getting pulled, and now unfortunately it was Tyler a few times. But yes, he's been playing very tight in a tough spot. We've seen a lot of good gunfighters, Marcelo, die out of that position.
Yeah.
Yeah, more likely than not, you're dying out of that position.
Well, there's an interesting bounce shot that can come into it that you can't do back to your mirror on that side of the field as well.
Because there's no mirror,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
Nope. All the way on to Houston Heat side of the field in the center here from the ML Kings.
I feel like Navarro's had the ball here for a while.
I totally agree with you.
Little tactical retreat here from Kyle Berry. And yeah, Navarro's kind of playing this like they just need one.
Like they're up by 3, not down by 3.
Yeah. Yeah, Navarro hasn't.
That gap, man.
Yeah, I mean, Kyle Berry's going back and forth. He just did a little tactical retreat now as he's looking for it. Now Navarro's going to push forward, but again, timing is so crucial, especially when you're down by 3 and you're playing a team like Houston Heat. They are chewing up those Heat bodies in the backfield. Still have one player in the back corner bunker here for Houston Heat.
Kyle Berry got to their side of the field, wins a gunfight against Tyler. Kyle Berry just had himself a point.
Yeah, Ryan Moorhead still stuck in that back little baby cage and ends up getting taken out. But Kyle Berry played really well.
That's
yeah,
three confirmed kills for sure.
For sure.
And all on the attack, kind of in like a scramble position and just winning really close gunfights.
And knowing, you see, Navarro was chilling a little bit too much over here in Snake 2, where Kyle Berry was on his toes, pushing forward. I mean, playing the game the way it's supposed to be played in a moment where he needs a ton of points, and they don't have a lot of time. Great job, and hats off and respect to Kyle Berry.
He's been getting really good.
Yep.
Yeah, he's getting really good. I'm going to make this one a little bit more interesting here.
They definitely have some talent on that squad, some young talent on that squad.
So they're just not, again, just the time is the issue. It might be a little too late for the ML Kings. See Houston Heat sends out, but still a little bit more time left in this one. But the result's probably going to be the same. 36 seconds left to go in regulation time, but Impact, I think, a pretty insurmountable lead at this point because 12-second points, 3 of them. Yeah, that's an impossibility. maybe one,
Hurricanes
maybe two, but
Hurricanes try to make that top three, don't get caught at. Hurricanes losing 2 on the break, Matty. Both are attackers.
yeah, making moves on the top side, getting all the way into D4 here for the Hurricanes.
I can't blame them for trying, man.
Yeah, they just don't have much time to chill in their spots and try to gunfight. They just need to run forward, hope something good happens.
Yeah, Hurricanes down to just 2 players left alive, 10 seconds here.
Yeah, and they're going to try to just put one on the board for Pride, but they're running out of options. Little trade here with Hill and Stewart as game time expires. So Edmonton Impact taking down the young and hungry rookie pro team, making it to Sunday, but hey, tons of respect for the Hurricanes.
Yes.
It's a very rare story where a brand new pro team comes in and goes 3-1 and makes it to Sunday in their second pro event ever. So now we'll see if the ML Kings, with 2 minutes and 42 seconds left, but only down by 2. I mean, that's doable right there.
It was 5-0. This game was 5-0.
It is, but I also feel like they've just been on cruise control, and if they wanted to step up and win a point, I feel like they could do it.
Yeah, but I totally agree, but that's just, that mindset is a bummer, because now you're fighting for this match when it should have been smooth sailing.
I agree. We should have been fine-tuning, right?
Totally.
All right, so here we go. Can the ML Kings streak down the field in 2.5 minutes to score 2 points? They do take some ground in the center with Betancourt dives into the brick, and he's going to be looking towards that gap here, Snake side, but no one to run through that gap here for Heat. Heat does get more head into the mini brick here on the bottom side of the field. Now they're going to get Chad George into Snake 1. He's going to crawl right into Snake 2. He does have to worry about this gap, as I don't think Houston Heat knows that there is a body pumping paint right through that zone.
Yeah, the Kings are so fundamentally sound. Seeing how Betancourt went into that bunker, the way he dove in and collected himself without getting shot by Ryan, yeah, I mean, that's just really great work. I know Kyle Berry has a lot to do with setting that up.
Oh,
Sam
really good job by Matt Monville.
Oh,
goes
they
and
gave
trades
it
out
to each other. Love to see that. But as we say that, Kings do lose a player. Oh, my God, he got a major.
Major penalty on Houston. He's going to open up the door here. That pulls out Chad George. Ryan Moorhead is still alive.
I believe that was on Sam.
Oh, my God. There is a big opportunity here for the ML Kings to shock the paintball world. This was a 5-0 game. It looked like the ML Kings were getting absolutely murdered out here.
1 minute and 39 seconds left, guys.
Yeah, Sam is going to plead his case right now. I don't know that I agree that that would be a penalty either. They both traded, and look, the refs have made a statement that we are allowing overshooting. The league has...
I'm going to try to explain this to you again.
Okay.
Once the referee throws the flag, it's not a question anymore.
Okay.
Let him finish it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Let him finish.
Yeah. If you're going to allow that, which the league has allowed that, right? That has become the standard, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I like it.
They went through, they traded, they both continued to shoot each other. I don't see how that is a major penalty.
Unless it's a major for both, right?
Yeah, it would have to be. It would have to be. I mean, we are up here, and maybe they saw something that I did not see, right? But it looked like they went through and definitely traded.
Yeah, maybe just to play devil's advocate and to co-sign actually on the last part of your sentences, maybe because Sam's back was to us, but that's what it looked like. It looked like a bang-bang overshooting. We're just going to shoot, a little standoff.
From our perspective.
Put 10 balls on each other, just because this is pro paintball. But maybe the other refs saw Sam catch 1 or 2 first.
And keep shooting.
Well,
the issue with that, though, is the other ref can't see the front of this player.
Right.
And
Neither ref can, right?
Correct. Sam's first ball hit the top of his loader.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, so it was a great move from Sam.
So, to me, that's a trade. Now, the issue, the other ref only sees you continue shooting with hits on you.
Can't see the loader hit.
Right.
And that's what it comes down to is if you see a guy with a hit pulling that trigger, you make that call.
But you bring it back to the discipline part. That's why overshoot. You didn't need to do that. Go through, get your guy, and then it's not even in the ref's hands.
Be a team guy, not ego guy.
Exactly. It's not even in the ref's hands.
Nope. Yeah. If you're turning around and running away and he's still pounding you, more likely he's going to get the penalty.
Well, what was definitely not an interesting story to start things out, where it was just a lot to a little, and it was all Houston Heat, has become a potentially fascinating story because there's 1 minute and 39 seconds left, and the ML Kings have all the momentum right now. And let's see if Houston Heat is even starting with 5. Yeah, they are. So 5-on-5.
Yeah, they had plenty of bodies to pull. Right. Just ended up pulling all the
I was
bodies.
just head checking to make sure.
Yeah. Let's see if the Kings can get lucky here.
We'll go to that
big point.
Betancourt to the mini brick again, and a little bit quicker to go here for ML Kings.
He's going to shoot. Yeah, right here. Yeah, he's going to try to make that
I thought he
move.
was going to catch him on that first gap.
5-on-5, which definitely bodes well for Heat. Referee running in. Check out Connor Kelly. Oh, we're going to see a minor penalty assessed on Connor Kelly, who's been having a rough day.
That's it.
And that should do it, as they're going to concede the point to preserve the time to
Yikes.
hope that they can get the blessing of a paintball god yet again here. But I don't know. I think that might do it.
Yeah, 2-point game, 1 minute, 18 seconds. That's a big ask.
Yeah, they've already been asking and receiving.
They've been
so
begging.
continue.
Don't hold back. Don't hold back.
In any sport, it is not fun to see this many penalties. It's just not. You know, you're hitting the front of your loader, call them out. Call the player out.
What you're really looking for is the referees not to
do your job well.
Not to put themselves into the game,
Yes,
right?
yes. In any sport.
Yeah.
Right? When you watch basketball, there's nothing more frustrating than the last 3 minutes when it's a foul on every possession. You know, as a viewer, it's like, okay, let me know what the score is when it's over, you know?
Yeah, so right now Houston Heat are trying to hang on and punch the ticket to play Edmonton Impact in the semifinals. Already up there, though, is Tampa Bay Damage and Energy Elite. And the way that Energy Elite dismantled Aftermath, I mean, still on paper, you got to give it to Damage, because Damage came out of the bracket of death as the best team. And then they matched up with Infamous, who was also out of the bracket of death, but then beat Infamous. So, yeah, best team out of the bracket of death at this event, Tampa Bay Damage. So they're about as primed as a team can be to try to beat Energy Elite. Now, but Energy Elite, I mean, say they want to beat up on Aftermath. They had some close points, but it was a really good game for Energy Elite. Talking about a team that looks like they have this field dialed, Energy Elite looks like they have this field dialed. Caleb Abel's going off. They're getting contributions from a lot of guys. Only carrying, I think, 8 here for this roster. Energy Elite pared it down a little bit, and it's been effective. And also, Energy Elite, Marcel has been trying to recruit people in the offseason. It's been really tough for him. But it gets a lot easier to recruit when you start making Sundays.
Yes, it does. It seems like they have a culture, right? That's what players want.
Absolutely. And a little tiny bit of success as they're finally making the semifinals.
Oh, Ryan Moorhead shot early.
Yeah, he got shot pretty close. But it looks like they're going to be losing Kyle Berry for the ML, too. 4 minute, 10 seconds left, but better field position here initially. Here comes Fedorov. Fedorov running a racket here on the D side as he's at D4, trying to get into the 50. Fedorov's going to coast into the 50 as Chad Boucher gets shot for Houston Heat. Tyler Harmon, the safety valve over here, murdering bodies as well, too. And that is going to do it. Yeah, so they should just not concede the point. You're not going to score 3 points in 45 seconds, but I don't know. If I'm Charlie Givens, might as well give it a shot.
Yeah,
right? For them, it's just practice now, right?
Yeah, 100%. Let's end on that was against Damage at the very end of that match yesterday. We knew we needed to win by 4. Got to a point where we were not going to win by 4.
We didn't. We were trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, we did finally, because Corey let us know.
Yeah, I know you guys didn't. We knew we needed to win by 4. That wasn't going to happen. We were up by 1, and it was, let's win this match. You know, let's go out there, have a good, solid point, win the match.
Something you can build on.
Yeah, something to build on.
We're just glad the team didn't fall apart last night after that loss.
Which team?
Well, Rich keeps saying this. He was joking around constantly. He's like, yeah, did you hear that? Did you hear? I was like, what was I supposed to hear? He's like, Dynasty broke up last night.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
They lost
Everyone
the tournament.
flew home, went
they said,
separate
that's
ways.
it. We've had enough.
Yeah. No, actually, we had a great dinner last night. Some of us went to Top Golf, had a good time, and it's there's a lot of poise on the team. You know, the guys have been doing it for so long, and even the new guys on the team, they've kind of embraced that culture.
I was gonna say, like you said, you guys have an amazing culture.
Yeah, for sure. So nobody wants to lose. We're really frustrated with ourselves. There's a lot of lessons to be learned, but I know all of our focus is on Philly, and the guys are really motivated. So,
hey, 4 majors in a row, Marcelo.
4 majors in a row. Let's go. Let's go. It's on the table.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a good attitude to have about it. I talked to you yesterday afternoon. You guys seemed obviously, frustrated, as well you should be, and realistic, but you also were understanding and knowledgeable about how it goes out here and how it's difficult. And at some point in time, a run has to stop. You can't win forever. Yeah. And then maybe overall, long term in the season to win the title again, maybe it could be a good thing.
Correct. And, it's so funny. I mean, it doesn't matter who you are when you put that jersey on. If you don't give 100%, I teach a lot of clinics, work with a lot of divisional teams. If I don't play 100%, I'm getting shot up.
Yeah. If you're slipping, you're getting caught.
100%. Like, if the other player wants to shoot me more than I want to shoot them, it doesn't matter how much skill or potential I have. Like, you have to show up. You have to play at 100% every single time.
You have to want it. You have to come out the whole time. Yeah, a lot of times it's just trying to break that other guy from wanting it.
Yeah.
So on the breakout here, as that's what the ML Kings are doing with 40 seconds left, but down by 3, and just running into guns.
Yeah, lose 2 here on the break, Matty, but still attacking on the topside in the middle as well. They do shoot a couple Houston Heat players, so it's like a 3-on-3 here. But 3-point match, 30 seconds left, 25 seconds left. Navarro attacking on the bottom side. Houston Heat did a really good job of shutting down ML King's attack with Kelly. Like, basically, they took that kid out of the match, and he was stunting all weekend long.
Yeah.
Right. Tyler Harmon wants his point.
Yep.
Going down the
Tyler
top
Harmon
side
wants
of the
every
field.
point.
Yeah, he does.
So hungry.
Man.
So
and he gets that. Did you see that shot?
The dive shot.
Oh, my God. Tyler.
I feel bad. Like, they just didn't
so
feed Tyler when he was a kid. He's just so hungry.
Yeah.
So that is going to do it. Big congratulations to both Houston Heat and Edmonton Impact, who will be playing against each other in the semifinals, and also Tampa Bay Damage and Energy Elite making it into the semifinals as well, too. Thank you guys so much for joining us here. We're going to jump into the next grouping here for semi-pro teams, and this is always interesting because who's going to be the team that moves up? As it stands now, Paintball Fit looks the best down in semi-pro. They won the first event. They're undefeated so far this year in any of the games that they've played.
Yeah,
but
makes sense.
But the Killers, we were joking yesterday that if there was a division between pro and semi-pro, that's where they should be playing, because no one in semi-pro seemingly can touch them. But every day's a new day. We will see.
Yeah.
So definitely check out the Play the Game podcast, Marcelo and Tyler. And where can everyone find that?
You can go to ptgpaintball.com. We have our audio and video on there. We're on Spotify, YouTube, pretty much anywhere. If you just type in Play the Game podcast, you'll find us.
All right, so we're going to take a short break, and we will be right back here, gosports.com, NXL Lone Star Open. I'm Matty Marshall. See you in just a few.